Coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Black and Right Radio on AM 560, The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio. I think we have a treat of a guest who we're going to be talking to shortly. If you guys recall, back on January 6th, there's a young lady who lost her life. Her name was Ashley Babbitt. I mean, I think that was probably the quickest investigation I've ever seen involved in as far as it involved a Capitol police officer and a citizen of the United States of America. One of the things I talked about on this show when it happened, especially after the investigation was complete so quickly, was that it was a black officer who shot a white woman who was climbing through a window at the time. And when you think about how quickly that investigation ended, I mean, it went fast. And I'm so happy. You know, before I bring her on, I want to play something that I've come to learn that there's a nightly vigil that happens in D.C. from 7 to 9:30 p.m. in honor of Ashley Babbitt. Now, I know a lot of people feel like, you know, what happened to her was a travesty. I feel that way. I really do. I saw no threat. If I was that officer, I saw no threat as to, she had no weapons. We know that those people that entered the Capitol that day had no weapons on them. We know this. And to have her lose her life that senselessly still bothers me to this day. I want you to hear something from the mother of Ashley Babbitt. And we'll be having Miss Mickey Whithoff. And I hope I said her name wrong because you know I butcher names. But I want you to hear and listen to the pain that's in this woman's voice as she talks about her daughter. Here she goes.
Thank you. I would like to say to all the people here, thank you so much for coming. Each and every one of you count. And the fact that these are going on all over the country. There's not a lot of us here right now, but every single one of you count. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for organizing this. God bless you. Daughter's life and service to the country. Thank you. I would like to say that my daughter lost her life that day, and the movement was slowed, but it was not halted. We faltered, but we can pick this back up. This country's not lost. Know that in your heart. We're not lost. And each and every patriot in the jail has a right to their due process. And I cannot believe these things are going on in America. I cannot believe my daughter was publicly executed and there's not even an investigation. We came from San Diego to be here today, and we went to the Capitol, and we talked to a lot of people, and most of them were media because there's not patriots here. Patriots are scared to show up in numbers now, and who can blame them? They're still being hunted down in their house. I would like to say that everybody in there matters, and they showed up for us on January 6th, and I appreciate every one of you showing up for them. But I would also like to ask, where are our leaders? You know, beyond Marjorie Taylor Greene, Louis Gohmert, Paul Gosar, Troy Nehls, and forgive me because I know I'm leaving somebody out.
You're on fire!
Matt Gaetz. I'm sorry, how can I forget Matt Gaetz? Yes, everybody here. And I would just like to say it's brave of you to be here, and thank you for coming.
Miss Mickey Whithoff, who has a couple of websites, 4Ashley.com. That Ashley is spelled A, Adam, S-H-L-I, 4 ASHLI.com, and the 4 justice.org. Mickey, welcome to Black and Right.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. Now, I know you only have a few minutes, but I wanted to talk to us. What's the latest, and why was this investigation handled so quickly? I also want to know, is our government coming after you or any other people, any of your family members or any of your friends or Ashley's friends is the government coming after you guys?
Well, my family has been under some suspicious activity. You know, my husband's truck has been stolen twice in 1 year, which caused him to lose his livelihood, and then some background investigations. And my kids have had some things happen to them as well. And, you know, ever since Project Veritas came out with the leaked information where Ashley is on the violent militia extremist symbolism, we've been on a government watch list, and we've had that effect. But, you know, there's really, in my mind, nothing worse they can do than they've already done.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. And did the government reach out to you as they were investigating? Because I'm a former police officer, and when I saw that shooting, I didn't see the threat to use lethal force.
No, I don't think anybody did. And I think that, you know, the 3 police officers that moved out of the way and left that window open, you know, should probably answer some questions. I definitely believe Michael Byrd should answer some questions. You know, my daughter was 5'3" on a high hair day and 115 pounds. So it's my belief that if he was scared of my 115-pound daughter, he was absolutely in the wrong profession.
Yeah. And what are some of the things you're up to now in honor of Ashley? I know you guys, I said, there's a vigil that happens every night in honor of the January 6th, in honor of your daughter's life, for the J6. I call them patriots and political prisoners. What are you guys doing now?
Well, we are still, right now we're at Reawaken in Pennsylvania, but we are heading back to D.C. after our 2 days here. And we do hold a candlelight vigil for our political hostages, 653 days in pretrial detention with their constitutional rights being violated. Over 70% of them are veterans, and I don't think that America's aware of this, you know. And I also don't think America is aware of the way the Capitol Police do business, because they're not actually a police force or a separate arm of Congress, and they take their orders from Congress and they answer to Congress. They have no external review system. It's strictly internal, so, you know, nobody ever knows anything has gone on with the Capitol Police unless they choose to tell us, which they don't. It's kind of like asking the dog who got in the trash. And you know, it's just ludicrous the way things are allowed to go on. And you know that the investigation was cleared up so rapidly because in my mind never was an investigation. And you know, Michael Byrd had prior excessive use of force issues, and he had left his weapon in a public restroom. So if anybody shouldn't have been there that day, it's Michael Leroy Byrd. He should not have been there to execute my child.
Wow.
But, you know, as far as the government reaching out, no, we've had no reach out from the government. I've spoken to Donald Trump a couple times, President Trump a couple times, about the incident, and I have spoken with, you know, Congressman Gosar, Louis Gohmert, Troy Nehls, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, and I hope I'm not leaving anybody out, but there are just a handful. But as far as any communication with the Capitol Police, none. And my representatives from California have been just rude. You know, obviously Nancy Pelosi is one of our representatives, and she absolutely does not want to talk to me despite over, you know, 24 phone calls. Dianne Feinstein's people, I never got to talk to her, but her assistant told me that although my daughter's death is unfortunate, she shouldn't have stormed the Capitol, and that Dianne Feinstein would never have 2 minutes to talk to me. So that's the way my California representatives treat me.
Wow. How you doing today? This is Verlon Galloway. I want to tell you sorry for your loss.
Yes.
I always talk about unarmed people being shot and killed by the police, and your daughter is no exception. She falls into that category. I just want to ask you, is there any repercussions civilly or anything you can do to get a result from this, you know, from this officer, any kind of reimbursement or whatever?
Wrongful death.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, wrongful death.
Well, it absolutely was a wrongful death. But as far as going forward legally, that's something I'm not ready to talk about right now. Yeah. But, you know, I can say that, you know, I will never forget. I will never forget. And as long as there's a breath in me, I will be seeking justice. So that's all I have to say about that aspect. But, you know, I hope that when Michael Byrd lays down at night to try to go to sleep, I hope he sees my daughter's face in his head, which I don't know. I don't know if he actually ever saw his face her face because, you know, I feel like he just popped out and shot her. So, but I hope that he has since become familiar with her face, and I hope that when he tries to sleep at night, his guilty ass has trouble.
Yeah. Miss Mickey, can I hold you over to the segment just for a few more minutes? Because I really want to talk about both websites and how people can get involved if there's any, with all the things that you have going on. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you. You're listening to Black and Right Radio. We're talking with Mickey Whithoff, mother of slain citizen Ashley Babbitt. As you can see in my voice, this is like really troubling me. We'll be right back.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
And the question is, are you going to let J.B. Pritzker and this political class get away with telling you that this purge law, opposed, I will say again, by 100 of the state's 102 county state's attorneys, most of the sheriffs, innumerable number of police chiefs,
and it's their fault. They don't understand.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a physician. I've been in practice for 40 years. And when I started taking this, I don't like medicines, and I probably have taken more people off medicine than I put on it. And so I looked at it, and it's pretty much a natural element. And there's no question in my mind, knowing a lot of patients, that people my age, 60 and over, do not eat right. And they certainly don't get the appropriate nutrients through the vegetables, fruits, and things like that. So I think that it supplies the building blocks that your body normally would use to heal itself. And if you don't get them, you don't heal right. So it's amazing. I mean, I'm doing what I did 2 years ago.
Start your journey to better health. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get free shipping. And don't forget to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code CHICAGO.
The world has changed, our economy has changed, and now more than ever, it's important that your retirement savings is set up to generate income, real money, in your bank account month after month while still controlling your principal. In retirement, it's all about income, and anyone who says differently simply does not understand retirement planning. To learn how it's done, join Amazon best-selling author Michael Stewart for the Retirement Success Blueprint every Sunday afternoon at 2.
TV news. It's a love-hate relationship. Well, let's be honest. More hate. We agree. That's why we're different. Salem News Channel has assembled the greatest collection of conservative minds all in one place. Home to Charlie Kirk, Hugh Hewitt, Eric Metaxas, and more. There's finally a place on TV for lovers of freedom like you. Watch anytime, on any screen, free 24/7. Find what you're looking for at snc.tv. That's snc.tv.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Chicagoland area attorneys. 1 Lincoln Center, 18W140 Butterfield Road, 920 Oak Brook Terrace, Illinois, 60181. CordellCordell.com.
Nyler loved working in IT, but he wanted more.
I knew I could make more money if I was certified.
His boss encouraged him to go to My Computer Career.
My manager knew that I'd be more valuable.
The experience was top-notch.
I was able to take classes on my laptop. Now I can work from home. You can get into IT within less than a year.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
Check out My Computer Career. If I can do it, I know anybody can.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560, The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with my friend, my buddy, my pal, the troublemaker, Valon Galloway. Before the break, we were talking to Ashley Babbitt's mom, Mickey Whithoff. I had to go and get on the phone with her and say, I didn't realize how much this would affect me because, most of my listeners know that I lost my 18-year-old son, so I know the pain. I don't know the pain of a child, losing a child via being shot senselessly by an officer. But most of you know that my son committed suicide back in November. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary soon. So I just want, Mickey, I want you to know that all the people here in the state of, you have a lot of family here in the state of Illinois who are with you, who are backing you, and will do what needs to be done to make sure that your daughter's life does not go down in vain.
Well, thank you so much for that. And I say that too, that, we just can't waste the blood and the suffering of Ashley. And I also want to say that, Michael Bird's name was withheld for so long from the American people, and that I believe that when his name was released, it was, in an effort to further drive division between the races in the United States of America. And I believe that most of us live in harmony next door with each other as neighbors and friends and coworkers. And I think that, we live in harmony until the government gets involved. But I would also like to say that I feel, women of black and brown children in this country have, they've watched their babies be murdered for years now. And the connection to me is the powerless feeling. When the government or the police or officials kill your child and you have no recourse, that's a frustration that is just, you can't articulate something like that. So, we have had people, as far as, standing outside the jail, that, we have the right message, but we're the wrong messenger. And I would agree that maybe we're late to the message, but we're not the wrong messenger, because we are all people and we have more in common than we think we do. And, when all is said and done, I would like to see some actual meaningful prison reform in this country, because I don't think prisons should be a country club for our guilty men and women that are there to, pay their debt to society, but we still need to treat them as humans, which doesn't happen. The prison systems in this country need attention.
Yeah, amen. Let's talk to us about 4ashley.com. That's the number 4ashley.com and the number 4justice.org. What are these websites, and what's the message that you're trying to get across to Americans?
Well, Ashley's page has a call to action. There's a biography, and it tells you about her service to this country. And we have a way to contact your attorney general, to write letters to judges. There's a countdown, a calendar that's the 653 days in pretrial detention for these men, and no proper investigation into Ashley's death or murder. My partner Randy Ireland runs aforjustice.org, and it's all about education and giving a voice to persecuted people, and to educate the people on the Constitution and what they can do moving forward. There's also a way to donate to these men in jail, their individual gifts and goes, because they need money to support their families and their lawyer fees. And so these websites also have you can follow our link to our live coverage of our vigil every night, if you wanted to do that, if anybody wants to peek in and see what's going on.
Yeah, and I'm personally affected by my good friend Cash Lee Kelly is one of those political prisoners that's in there. He's a friend of the show. He's been on this show. I broke bread with that guy. I love that guy, and it's senseless, a lot, especially when they allow so many of them in there, and they're most of them in there on trespassing charges. I mean, who stays in there this long on trespassing charges?
Right, misdemeanor charges
yes.
that they're drumming up into trying to turn it into, seditious conspiracy and end up with life sentences. What would amount to a life sentence for some of these people? Veterans that serve this country. We have a veteran in there, Bart Shively, who has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma because of his exposure to Camp Lejeune, and he's being left in cells without even so much as water. Also, we talked to Cash Kelly. Because we have a live stream where the prisoners do call and talk to our live streamers through our microphone, and we sing the national anthem with him every night.
Wow.
And Cash Kelly, he's an amazing fellow. We had his lady in the audience, and he actually
Erica.
he sang an original song to her over our microphone. So that was a moment too. He's quite a character. I like him.
He's beyond a character. Trust me, he's beyond a character. But he was doing so much greatness in the state of Illinois and Indiana where he lived, and he was traveling all over the country. When you think about the life he once lived, he left that all alone, and he was really trying to make America great. I'm sorry.
Yeah, as a street light. That's
street light. That's right.
Right?
Street life unity movement.
That's right.
Well, let me
absolutely.
Let me ask you something. You said something that caught my attention. You said prison reform. I've heard a lot of people talk about prison reform, but I really don't hear any details. What are a couple of things that you think needs to happen for prison reform?
Well, that's a really good question. And like I said, I am new to this game, and we may not be, we're not the wrong messenger, we're the late messenger. But I believe, first of all, I think guards in this country should be American citizens. And I believe that they should know what their Constitution says and what rights these American men have. The D.C. jail right now is trying to undergo an accreditation process because it was a shithole, and now they're trying to. I'm sorry, but I don't know if I can say.
No, we got it, so don't worry about it.
Okay, well, it was, and so they're trying to clean it up so they can get accredited. But I think we need, we definitely need an oversight committee. We need people to go in and actually see what's going on in these places. And our government wastes so much time and energy doing other things that I think that, that's what we need. We require them to wear body cams, but they turn them off and do bad things anyway. So, that is a good question, and anybody that's open to suggestion to that, I would be happy to have some of those. But, D.C. is such a cesspool. You can't touch anything. We can't even get a meeting with the warden who says things like, every Trump supporter needs to be exterminated.
Yes.
I mean, these are the things we're up against. We have guards sneaking in fentanyl. The D.C. jail has had, on the general population side, they have had 7 overdoses from fentanyl this year, and that needs to be looked into. I think that they should absolutely have to answer for every death that happens in there and how it happened.
Yeah.
That's a start. That's a start. Nutritional nutritious meals. These men, some of them are losing their hair and losing. And the food they do get, it's making them fat and lazy, and it's all.
And the depression that a lot of these guys and gals are going through.
Absolutely, and the J6 detainees, they're in isolation so much of the time. They've been in there almost 2 years and have had no visits with their family, not even video visits. So just like I said, I don't think prison for people that owe a debt to society should be a country club, but it absolutely should not be a death sentence either. We shouldn't have people coming out of there with drug habits they didn't have going in, or broken bones they didn't have going in, or so many things that are happening to them. They have no medical care, which is also a problem in the non-detained
Right. I was going to bring
many people don't.
I was going to bring that up to medical care.
Yeah.
And and you brought up a good point about the food. I know so many people complaining about bowel problems because of the soy food that they eat, the food that they think that's regular food, but it's made out of soy, and everybody can't consume that.
Yeah, and Mickey,
everybody can't consume that.
And Mickey, this is what I want you to know. Anytime you want to get your message out, Black and White Radio is a home for you. I want to give you a minute, and I want you to give a message to America about the process. I mean, the J6 committee, your daughter, who she really was. You go ahead. You have a minute, minute and 15 seconds.
Right.
Go ahead.
All right. My daughter was a proud American patriot, and I'm proud to be her mother. I'm here in D.C. because I believe this is where she would be if she was alive, bringing attention to the unjust treatment from these men. We sit down on federal trials during the day, and these men don't stand a chance with the biased opinion in D.C. We absolutely need a change of venue for these guys. The January 6th is a sham committee hearing. We've had people, defendants request transcripts from that, and they were told by our government that they don't need to provide those because the January 6th committee is not a legitimate committee. So American citizens need to know that. It's lies, 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 all lies. 4 American citizens, not just my daughter, 4 unarmed American citizens were murdered that day. Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boylan, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips, and I believe Officer Brian Sicknick died at the hands of the Capitol Police because they did not render aid, and that seemed to be their theme for the day. My daughter had a possibly survivable wound if they would have rendered her aid, but I believe they needed people to die that day, and unfortunately, Ashley was up there with them. There's footage of Metropolitan Police beating Roseanne Boylan to death. Kevin Greason and Benjamin Phillips' cause of death were listed as a heart attack. It absolutely, they were hit with flashbang grenades before they were, struck with heart attacks, so that's no coincidence. And it's time for America to wake up and hold these people accountable. There absolutely was no proper investigation into my daughter's murder, and we need to make sure that there was an investigation into that whole day. The 14,000 hours of footage we absolutely have a right to see, no matter what Nancy Pelosi says, and the truth is a stubborn thing, and it will push its way to the top. It will push its way to the top, and I can't wait till it does.
Mickey, thanks so much for joining Black and White. As I said, you have a home here. We'll be right back.
Called the Mystery Man by the Wall Street Journal. But it's no mystery that Mark Vargas loves America and now stands ready to fight to defend your rights amid the culture war that's raging across our nation. Join Mark tomorrow night at 7 for Mark My Words with Mark Vargas, as he brings you exclusive interviews with some of the biggest names from politics, entertainment, and business, right here on AM 560. The Answer.
Fox Fox News, I'm Kevin Uretsky. A federal appeals court has temporarily blocked President Biden's plan to cancel billions in student debt.
The 8th Circuit Court of Appeals has granted an emergency stay, blocking the president's plan, but only until the court can make its final decision. The White House wasted no time issuing a statement about this, writing, quote, tonight's temporary order does not prevent borrowers from applying for student debt relief at studentaid.gov.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. Meanwhile, as record numbers of illegal migrants continue crossing the southern border, law enforcement in border states continuing to try and stem the tide.
There's a new law in Arizona that if you smuggle for profit, we can arrest you. In 3 weeks, we've put in 43 smuggler drivers in my jail.
Cochise County, Arizona Sheriff Mark Donnell is on Fox's Cavuto Live. And CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky has tested positive for COVID. She's up to date with vaccines, has mild symptoms. America is listening to Fox News.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Dennis Revelletti gets it done, and that will continue as our next Illinois state senator. Dennis will make public safety a priority, proposing policies that focus on first responders and keeping career criminals out of our community. Our most vulnerable neighbors will get a senator who leads by example and values kindness and service over political gain. A family man, a community servant, the right man to represent us in Springfield. Dennis Revelletti for Illinois State Senate, a compassionate leader who cares about us.
Hi, it's Sean Thompson. If you haven't heard, it's time to join millions of Americans who have changed the quality of their sleep with MyPillow. As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best night's sleep of their lives. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the best bed sheets ever. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Right now, they are offering the best deal on bed sheets. You can get a set of bed sheets for as low as $29.98. The first night you sleep on the sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else. Trust me, they are the most luxurious set of sheets I own. The Patriots at MyPillow are making a special offer for my listeners. You get a set of bed sheets for as low as $29.98. You simply go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listeners square, use the promo code LIBERTY. You will also get deep discounts on all MyPillow products, or you can call 1-800-489-0201. Use promo code LIBERTY.
Viewers are raving about Uncle Tom 2.
This story hasn't been and won't be taught in schools. And that's why it's important for everyone to see this movie and learn what'll happen if America continues to head in the wrong direction.
This is hands down the most impactful documentary I've ever seen. Uncle Tom was terrific. Uncle Tom 2 was nothing short of amazing.
Uncle Tom 2 by executive producer Larry Elder and filmmaker Justin Malone, featuring Brandon Tatum, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, and Dr. Ben Carson. Now available by stream or DVD at salemnow.com. That's salemnow.com.
Those brainwashed Americans who think they believe in socialism will regret it when communism takes away all their freedoms. They must watch this movie. Americans have been lied to.
Watch Uncle Tom 2 today at salemnow.com. Available by stream or DVD. Uncle Tom 2 at salemnow.com. That's salemnow.com.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Seems to us, your money should work as hard for you as you work for it. Maybe harder. But making the most of all you've been given isn't about you alone. So you shouldn't have to figure it out alone. At Thrivent, we help clients with advice, investments, insurance, banking, and generosity, and offer expert solutions that can help you live a life that's rich beyond money. See how your money can do more at Thrivent.com. Thrivent is the marketing name for Thrivent Financial for Lutherans. Thrivent.com/disclosures.
And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. Yep, I still got Ye music, and I'm going to keep Ye music. Philip, that's for you, because you said why we're not defending the black man under attack, you know.
Do you really? You know I got it all teed up.
Yeah, before we go to Philip, let's go to David from Lansing. David, welcome back to Black and Right.
Hi, John.
How you doing?
Verlon.
How's it going?
Thank you for having this brave lady on here, Mickey.
Yeah.
On your show. This is necessary. This is a big thing. Now, you know, the communists started this Cold War, this confrontation from within the U.S., and they're clearly trying to silence the opposing side. They've been doing this for, decades. And Ashley Babbitt was an unfortunate casualty of their takeover and their starting of this conflict. Every January 6th committee member and every useful idiot who watches CNN, MSNBC, every reader of New York Times and Washington Post, these socialist rags, has to know the name Michael Byrd and has to know the name Ashley Babbitt.
That's right.
And Mickey, I back you, and there are over 100 million Americans that agree with what you said about the January 6th committee and our prisoners in there that are used for a chilling effect so people like me and you don't speak up.
That's right.
So don't be chilled about these people that are holding the sham committee and holding peaceful protesters in prison. We cannot be silenced about this, because if we're silenced, they're going to, eventually put the ringer on us. Brave lady, keep going. I back you. I'm going to find ways to back you. And there are tens of millions, if not over 100 million, that back you.
Yeah, well, she said 4, the number 4, Ashley.com. The number 4, justice.org is a place where you can go and to find out how to assist their journey and their fight right now.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Dave. Thanks so much for listening too, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to our buddy, because I think he's getting ready to call us out, Verlon. Philip from Blue Island. What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
I'm good. Doc,
wait, Phil. Before you start, no. This is good. Thanks so much for checking up on me, man. I appreciate that more than you know.
Man, it's in my heart, brother.
Hey, Phil.
Seriously.
I thought you was gonna wait, man. I had what you want to talk about. I got it all teed up, but you know what? If you want to start off the conversation, go right ahead, man.
Oh, I appreciate it. I wasn't, but this lady, mother, it's a couple of things. First, prison reform. Now, they should have attacked the Capitol for prison reform before they put all these nuts in jail, right? I mean, if that was such an important issue now, it was an important issue before the attack.
Well, you heard what she said, though. She said that she's new to this. I mean, her daughter's death brought her into this fight.
I know, but again, my point is that type of attack should have happened on the Capitol 10 years ago, whatever. But again, if it would have been the dominant culture that's in jail, then it would have been mostly black and brown people, and they ain't having that. They're punching the glass, right? He's all in front of this police on this level, and punching the glass with his fist, breaks the glass, punching right in front of the police. F the blue. This is what they're hollering.
Yeah.
Right. Then they try to con the police. Oh well, we're not here for you. We just want to go in and kill the representatives. That's what, we want to.
Well,
be
I don't know if they said
know.
that though, Phil.
That's what they said.
Well,
no, I'm just saying that. No, they didn't say that.
Not
part.
the Patriots.
I'm
The
just
Patriots
saying
wouldn't have said that.
They were trying to con them so they can get through that door, though.
Right.
Right. And so now all of a sudden they said F this SH, right? And then all of a sudden now they see a gun. And my problem with your reservation is that any other time that police are under that much threat,
okay,
and then they shoot out of fear for their
how's
lives.
a 5'2", 215 woman with no weapons? How is she a threat?
Wait a minute. Do you think that he pointed her out and said, "I'm going to shoot her"?
I
think it was more of a warning shot.
We don't know.
But were they about to breach that door?
She went through the window. So listen, here's the thing: we don't know because we don't know what the investigation uncovered. We don't know. All we got is that video. All we have is that video. That's all we have. We don't know what was in the mind of that guy, why he perceived her as a threat to use lethal force.
Again, you're going to say it's her, but again, it was how many other people were on that level at that door?
Well, you mean with the
screaming and pushing on that floor?
A lot. Even with those Capitol officers standing right there behind her, standing right there doing nothing. They did nothing to stop him.
But on the other side of that glass, where he's in there protecting the representatives and himself.
Okay.
You don't think that he feared for his life or his safety?
I definitely believe that. But he had 3 officers on the other side who did nothing.
Okay.
So, Phil, what I'm saying, Phil, you always tell me whenever there's a bad shoot, I'm anything involving police officers, I'm always defending the police officers. Here's a case where this guy was wrong, and
you're not explaining how he was wrong.
You know what? When we come back from break, Phil, I will. You listening to Black and White Radio? Hold the line, Phil. You listen to the Black and White Radio on AM 560 The Answer. We'll be right back.
Remember to eat your fruits and vegetables. We all remember these words from our childhood. But how does anyone have time to buy, store, prepare, and eat enough healthy fruits and vegetables in our busy lives? Balance of Nature keeps it simple. Our produce is powdered after an advanced vacuum cold process, which stabilizes the maximum nutrient content. The produce is then mixed into a scientifically researched blend designed with your body in mind. Once these blends are encapsulated, they are packaged and sent right to your door, so you can get all the benefits of a colorful variety of fruits and vegetables every day. Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-2468-751. And don't forget to get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer by using discount code CHICAGO.
Small businesses need an advantage to gain success these days. For many small businesses in Chicagoland, that's Salem Surround, AM 560 The Answer's in-house digital agency that works with hundreds of small businesses just like yours. Here's how Salem Surround is helping one local business thrive.
This is Vince DePaul, owner of Your House Real Estate Academy in Bloomingdale. We've been working with Salem Surround for 3 years now. Their full-service marketing team created a digital plan designed to generate new students. They've helped to demystify pay-per-click marketing and create brand awareness with display media that reaches our primary market. If you're interested in becoming a real estate broker, start your career at yourhouseacademy.com today.
Salem Surround connects your business with potential customers at every stage of their path to purchasing your product. Want to grow your business? Visit surroundchicago.com. That's surroundchicago.com.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
We now return to Black and White on AM 560. The Answer. Here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and White Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the Troublemaker. If you guys missed that first 2 segments, please go and download the podcast, 560theanswer.com. Also, before Just a bit of housekeeping. Starting next week, Black and White Radio will be moving from 12 to 3 to 4 to 7. I get to keep all 3 of my hours and not having to do 2 hours of stream and 1 hour radio. So we struck an agreement for me to move to. I actually wanted to move to 4 to 7. Right after Charles Love and I, when Charles left the show, I wanted to move to a later time because I thought more people will be in their car. So this works out just great. I'm sorry for those of you who won't be able to listen, but again, 560theanswer.com. You can download the podcast and listen to me anytime you want. Before the break, we were talking to Phil. So Phil, I did during the break go and look and watch the video. I will say this: there were four Capitol Police officers in front of the door. I want to know who called for them to be removed from the door. I want to know now. I saw why the officer pulled out his weapon. After they pulled all 4 of those guys, I don't think they were going to get through. Whoever called for them to be removed, once they were removed, they took flagpole sticks and started cracking at the door, and that's when the officer pulled out his weapon. So, but still at the same time, and they were going to the speaker's lobby. I think they were in the speaker's lobby wing of the Capitol. Okay. Why did they move? Who called for that remove? We don't know. Phil, the problem is we don't know enough about who was running and who was making the decisions that day. It wasn't Trump. Definitely wasn't Trump at the Capitol because he doesn't have the power to do anything. It was a sergeant at arms. I'm sure it was Nancy Pelosi, her office with the sergeant at arms. I want to know who told those guys to move. They were punching the door. They were punching the door, the window. They cracked the window with their punch. And that's a strong dude to crack that window with a punch.
You saw that, didn't you?
Yeah. No. Listen, I'm listen. Whenever I feel like I either was wrong or didn't see something that's why I had to go back and watch the video over again.
What did this officer do wrong, John?
This is amazing to me to see you guys on the opposite sides of the court.
Right?
That's why I'm so quiet. Phil's backing the police and John is against the police
because he's black. That's why Phil's black. Phil, if he was a white officer and shot her, or if let's say if that officer,
don't know what he did wrong.
He shot her. What was her threat? What was her threat at the moment he shot her? She had no weapons in her. She had nothing in her hands, Phil. Nothing.
She had no right being there. None of them. It could have been anybody. It could have been a black person that he shot. It wasn't that he
Repeat. Hold that information. Because anytime Phil has a conversation with me about an officer-involved shooting, he just said the reason why he was supposed to shoot her because she wasn't supposed to be there. Hey, duly noted, Phil. Duly noted. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But do we know? No. None of them were supposed to have been there. The law enforcement wasn't supposed to be in there. It wasn't supposed to have been in that situation. Yeah. The situation was caused by the rioters and the insurrectionists and the
wasn't an insurrection. It's not an insurrection.
We don't want to get sidetracked, but it was caused by them being there.
Right. You mean those people that were intermingled? You mean those people that were intermingled with patriots?
Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Wait, time out. Wait, hold on. Valon.
I'm listening.
What did that rioter say?
Which one?
The F who?
Oh, the blue.
F the blue, F12, right?
Yeah.
F blue, rather.
Yeah.
You think a patriot wouldn't say that, Phil? See, this is the type of stuff.
Again.
See, hold on. This is the type of stuff they want to play. They want to have this farce of whatever they want to call it committee, but they're not releasing all of the information. You heard what she said. Release all 14,000 audio videos. Release it. Let us see all the emails. Let us see all the who was making the decisions that day. Release all the radio traffic. I want it all.
Okay, but you're still not explaining to me in detail, in real police jargon, what this officer did wrong.
She did not pose the threat when she was coming through that window to use lethal force, unless there's something.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Unless there's something in their use of force continuum where the moment she enters, they can use lethal force. I don't know that.
Okay, so again, I'm glad you say you don't know that. So the point is that he felt. I mean, even if that's not the case, she wasn't even at the window. She wasn't even. But the windows were being broken, the doors were being jarred and shaken, and so forth and so on. And he's standing there. It looks like he's the only one that's inside. He's the only bridge between them.
We don't know that.
And the senators. No, we don't know that. But it just looks that way. But he fired. Now wait a minute, John. He fired one shot.
Yeah.
Now, most times. Other police say, well, you keep firing until the threat is done.
Well, she fell. Soon as he hit her one time, she
fell.
fell.
Wait a minute what I'm saying, but that didn't end the threat. It kind of did, because now everybody's oh, shit, they ain't playing in that side either.
Right.
So I'm not making light of it or fun of it.
But I still can't believe you defending the cop on this, though. I'm baffled by this.
Again, I just want to know what he did wrong. If he did something wrong, then, I understand the mother where she coming from.
So, Phil,
but I don't, because I don't see what he did wrong.
Phil.
Yes, sir.
So if this was out on the street, this was an officer-involved shooting between a citizen and a cop, and you said, and I said to you, they shouldn't have been there wherever they were, and they committed a crime. What would be your reaction to me? What would you say to me?
If it was one officer, right, and you trying to throw in these other 4 officers, and I think that they
Phil,
were just
see you're doing whataboutisms. We don't know.
No, I'm just trying to answer your question honestly. And then, like I said, you want to throw in these other 4 officers, but I just think that this officer felt so alone. Right, and again, to answer your question more directly, if in some cases they're justified, right? I'm not saying that all officers' shootings are bad shootings. Come on, give me at least that much credit.
I've not heard you say any of them that were any of the ones that we talked about. Okay, I give you that.
Well,
Phil.
I'm saying
I give you that.
And
I give you that.
All officers. I'm saying it. Let me clear. All officer shootings are not bad shootings.
But Phil,
again, the ones that when the officers are justified. Right, we can't. I mean, we can't just now all of a sudden we want to throw all of them under the bus.
I didn't say that, but Phil, we got to go to break. But I want to say this.
Appreciate you.
No problem. I appreciate you. But here's what I want. Here's what I want to know. Why wasn't there a more detailed plan? They had ample time. They knew. They heard. They got the FBI. Everybody involved knew all these things were going to happen. Where was the plan to stop all this and letting people in certain areas, removing officers from their posts? I mean, there's so many more questions.
Simple answer. Who was the president?
No, you know what? No, they wanted to make him look bad. Who
was the president?
No, he had no control over that. He had no control over Capitol gowns. You listen to the Black and Right. Phil, thank you. Listen to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
He's a jackass.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Dennis Reboletti gets it done, and that will continue as our next Illinois state senator. Dennis will make public safety a priority, proposing policies that focus on first responders and keeping career criminals out of our community. Our most vulnerable neighbors will get a senator who leads by example and values kindness and service over political gain. A family man, a community servant, the right man to represent us in Springfield. Dennis Reboletti for Illinois State Senate. A compassionate leader who cares about us.
This is Molly Hemingway. In 2020, millions of Americans experienced the most troubling election of their lives. That's why I wrote the book Rigged: How Big Tech, the Media, and Democrats Seized Our Elections. I write about Mark Zuckerberg's efforts to take over election operations in key states, how the coronavirus was used to force election laws designed explicitly to help the Democrat Party, and much, much more.
It's now in paperback. Don't miss Molly Hemingway's book, Rigged: How the Media, Big Tech, and the Democrats Seized Our Elections. Available wherever books are sold.
Dr. Gorka here, and you know me. I am very cynical about products, especially those that claim to help people suffering from pain. So when I tell you that Relief Factor truly works, I want you to know that I mean it. I suffered from a stiff lower back for almost a decade, one so painful it made it difficult to kneel in church on Sundays. When I finally decided to give Relief Factor a try, I didn't ever imagine that I would find myself free of the pain. But that's what happened. Now I take Relief Factor every day. Almost 70% of the more than 500,000 people who have tried Relief Factor end up ordering more. That's because it works for them the way it worked for me. Isn't it time for you to get out of pain? Your first step to becoming pain-free should be to order the 3-week quick start for the discounted price of only $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. Feel the difference.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove
All right, welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in the studio with the Troublemaker. I just, you know, one of the things, Phil, I wish Phil would really understand. Trump has had no authority over at the Capitol. I got repeat looking up that audio clip where Trump actually told the people to go and peacefully. Yes, he said that, but you know what? No one heard that because Twitter deleted him. Everybody deleted him off Facebook, so they didn't get to. A lot of people didn't get to hear a lot of his message.
Not only that, all the major TV stations wouldn't even play that part of what he said.
Correct.
They would always cut that part.
Of course.
You know, so trust me, at least half the country or a third of the country didn't know what the president really said. Yeah. Only the third of the country that listens to talk radio. Yeah. And the ones in between.
Who's Ray Epps? Thank you,
right.
Robert. Who's Ray Epps? No, I mean we don't know none of this stuff, man.
Yeah.
Come on, FBI what part did they have to play in this? You know, people dressing up like Trumpers. Come on, man. This stuff happens. Don't play coy with this stuff. You know this stuff happens. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Go ahead and roll that out. I want you guys to hear what Donald Trump actually said.
We have come to demand that Congress do the right thing and only count the electors who have been lawfully slated. Lawfully slated. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong.
All right, that's enough.
For integrity.
Peacefully. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go to Don real quick. Ta-da! Yeah, Don, we got about a minute before we go to the next hour. Go.
Hi, I just want to remind people that the whole point of education is for our kids to be prepared for independent living, further education. If your school system is not preparing them for that, then most likely they are going to end up in the jail system, which if they are ending up in the jail system, that's when they start to do dyslexia screening. So the whole point is, why are we waiting for our kids to fail?
Right.
You know, it started in 1951, everybody.
Really quick.
We had some African-American students who were struggling. They were segregated in high school. They went on strike. They went before the board, became the Brown versus Board of Education court case. And that established that, in the field of public education, separate but equal has no place.
That's right. Don,
So
I got to go.
Okay.
I got to make an announcement, so I'm sorry. You can call back in the next hour if you want to finish your point. Hey, guys, we're going to be going off radio. Please go to 560theanswer.com. Listen to us. YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. Please share the links. You listening to Black and Right, Hour 2, coming up next.
Stock market have you nervous with massive fluctuations? With the impact of inflation and the upcoming midterm elections, it's virtually impossible to guess what will happen next. But with Vantage Point, you won't have to guess. Text MONEY to 813-813 to find out how you can forecast market trend changes with up to 87.4% proven accuracy. That's right, 87.4%. Text the word MONEY to 813-813 and find the consistency and confidence you've been looking for in your trading. Vantage Point's patented technology analyzes huge quantities of global data in seconds. No more guessing when to get in or out of a trade. Text MONEY to 813-813. We'll send you a link to our free live training. Protect your hard-earned capital with Vantage Point.
Trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance. By texting, you agree to the terms available at VantagePointSoftware.com/terms and consent to receive calls and text using automated technology or pre-recorded voice about offers or info by or on behalf of Vantage Point. Your consent is not a condition of purchase and can be revoked at any time. Message and data rates may apply.
Text MONEY to 813-813.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com. On the AM 560 mobile app. Tune in, iHeart, and on Odyssey. This live program is sponsored by Learfield.
In student debt.
The 8th Circuit Court of Appeals has granted an emergency stay blocking the president's plan, but only until the court can make its final decision. The White House wasted no time issuing a statement about this, writing, quote, tonight's temporary order does not prevent borrowers from applying for student debt relief at studentaid.gov.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. Meanwhile, as record numbers of illegal migrants continue crossing the southern border, law enforcement in border states continuing to try and stem the tide.
There's a new law in Arizona that if you smuggle for profit, we can arrest you. In 3 weeks, we've put in 43 smuggler drivers in my jail.
Cochise County, Arizona Sheriff Mark Donnell is on Fox's Cavuto Live. And CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky is tested positive for COVID. She's up to date with vaccines, has mild symptoms. America is listening to Fox News.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. Forget everything you thought you knew about the midterm elections, and especially what the mainstream media told you about it. That summer comeback for Joe Biden and Democrats, it was a mirage. As pollsters get closer to Election Day and accountability, their polling results have gotten closer to reality. Newspapers and television outlets will paint this as sudden momentum for the GOP. The truth is that this is an exceptionally bad political environment for the governing party, and the distraction campaigns designed to cover it up have failed. As James Carville once said, it's the economy, stupid. But we can add inflation, crime, education, a border crisis, and arguably the most incompetent president in modern American history. Now all that's left is to finish the job. Study your ballot, get your friends and family registered, and most importantly, vote. It's our best weapon against tyranny, and in this election, perhaps our last hope against disaster. I'm Ed Morrissey.
Now, your official weather forecast.
Clear and mild tonight with the temperatures in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's a nice day, partly sunny, breezy, still warm with a high of 76. Breezy to start on Monday, otherwise cloudy and warm, the high 78. Overnight, some showers moving in on Monday, staying with us on Tuesday. The difference is on Tuesday, though, temperatures will only be in the low 60s. I'm Rose Tamburino on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com. Tickets are on sale now for Freedom Summit 2022, presented by Matrix Home Solutions, coming to the West and Chicago Northwest and Itasca on Saturday, November 5th. This year's lineup features Larry Elder, Brandon Tatum, Alex Berenson, Jenna Ellis, Dan Proft, Amy Jacobson, Sean Thompson, and many more. Tickets for this event sell out every year, so don't wait. Get yours today at freedomsummitchicago.com. That's freedomsummitchicago.com. Sponsored in part by Chocolate Trumples and by Attorney Stephen Leahy and Opum Tax Advocates.
You've heard Rumpke's Garage commercials on AM 560, and now they specialize in servicing Sprinters and light-duty diesels. But the experts at Rumpke's also service Isuzu and Chevy low-cab forward trucks. So if you own an Isuzu or Chevy low-cab forward truck but aren't sure where to get it repaired, take it to Rumpke's Garage, your #1 dealer alternative for repairs to your Isuzu NPR, Isuzu F-Series, or Chevy low-cab forward truck. Whether gas or diesel, your truck is the lifeline of your business. That's why Rumpke's Garage offers free loaners while your truck is being serviced. They'll even pick up and deliver for your convenience. Rumpke's Garage has the factory scan tool to properly diagnose Isuzu and Chevy low-cab forward trucks. Their commitment to your business is backed with a complimentary maintenance plan and free 2-year warranty. Go to Rumpke'sGarage.com to learn more about their specialization in Isuzu and Chevy low-cab forward trucks and schedule your appointment today. That's Rumpke's, REMKES, Garage.com.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
Winston Churchill wisely stated, "Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560, The Answer.
I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Welcome back.
Just like the
Hour
demeanor.
2, Black and Right Radio on AM 560, The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio. Hello, sorry, we're no longer live. Sorry, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, back on YouTube and Rumble. I just created a Black and Right Radio 2.0, so if you want to listen in on YouTube, Black and Right Radio 2.0, you'll see me in a black and white photo. Yeah, if you missed that first hour, go over to 560theanswer.com, download the podcast. We had Ashley Babbitt's mom, excuse me, Mickey Whithoff. It was a very interesting conversation, and then a very peculiar conversation with Phil from Blue Island, who actually was defending the cop this time. I think because a lot of it because he's black. Because if it was a white officer shooting a black person, he would have had a huge issue with that. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Phil.
I'm still amazed.
I know. I'm still shook. I'm shook from that one. But you know, Villan, before you get into your thing, I was watching. I rarely watch the news anymore because it makes my head hurt. And I mean, Fox News, any of them, I can't watch any of them because they really make my head hurt. Because all it does is report. I mean, there's really nothing good to report, right? Mm-hmm. Especially with this guy we got as president right now. But I was watching it, and I think I was watching Newsmax, and Newsmax played this audio from the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and I said to myself, America is on the doorsteps of this happening to their Second Amendment right, and if we don't push back, if we don't fight back, because there's no relenting. You can't. The thing about Second Amendment people is they get a victory, and then they take what's called a respite. They rest. They feel like, oh, we got a victory. They take a deep breath. Nope. The Second Amendment will always be under assault. I want you to hear what the Canadian Prime Minister had to say. And if we're not vigilant, this is what will happen here in America.
In May, our government introduced measures to implement a national freeze on handgun ownership. Today, our national freeze on handguns is coming into force.
Wow.
From today forward, it is no longer legal to buy, sell, or transfer a handgun in Canada.
Dude,
a handgun.
Oh my God.
Are you listening? Did you hear this tyrant?
A handgun.
Yeah. What about assault weapons? What about wait, what they call assault weapons? AR-15s.
If they ban a handgun, that means anything over a handgun is automatically banned.
Yeah. Well, remember this though, Villan. It's so funny. It's so funny. Somebody had an ad about a Smith & Wesson AR-15. These people just are clueless when it comes to guns, but they want to ban guns.
Yeah.
They have no clue who manufactures these guns. People still believe AR. The AR stands for assault rifle.
I'm going to tell you something. I at least give him credit. He went all out. He went all in. See, over here, they take baby steps. Right. We're going to ban this one. And, this one is starting to look scary, so we're going to ban this one until they get to the handgun and say, you don't have a need for a handgun.
Right.
You know, they're taking baby steps to make you accept
incremental.
Yeah.
You know what? That's one of the words that I use when it comes to laws here. Mm-hmm. These people, the left, the progressives, They are willing to take those incremental steps, and they push, and they push through the culture. They push through television. They push through entertainment, you know, and then next thing you know, people are waking up. Yeah, well, why do people need AR-15s?
Yeah.
You know, why do you need a magazine, which people will call them clips? Why do you need a clip?
How can someone else tell you what you need?
Correct.
Need is by the individual.
Yeah.
You don't know what you may need or what I may need. I don't need none of it, but you might need a lot of it.
Let me tell you something. You remember that ad Dan, Prof, and people who play by the rules made about Scream? You know why I need more than 10 rounds in my magazine? Because each one of those people would have got, as many as I could.
Right.
Until they were no longer a threat. You know, because that's why. That's why. That is why you need. And guess what? People say, well, it's for hunting. No. Weapons for me are not for hunting. They're for my personal protection.
Well, they use that to try to, get people off their back. Well, some people got to eat in this country. A lot of people live in rural areas, so you can't take their guns. But you shouldn't need an excuse to fight back against the left. No,
Correct.
It's my right.
That's right.
It's my right. And
ingrained. It's a God-given right.
How can you tell somebody the gall to sit up on your perch and tell someone else what they need?
Correct.
Because
that's the left.
Yeah, that's them.
That's why I left the left. That's why I left the Democrat Party. Especially this new progressive Democrat Party. Dennis Revelletti, he will be joining us later in the show.
Yep.
One of the things he would always say when we served together was, this ain't your uncle's party. Most people say this ain't your father's or this ain't your grandfather's party. He said this ain't your uncle's party anymore. As far as it relates to the Democrat Party, because they really believe that that government knows best for your life. And tell me one instance where the military, that's pretty much, that's what the government's good enough for me. The military protect us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get where they used to be until
they got woke.
Until woke creeped in.
Yeah.
We're still the best fighting force in the world. I don't think anybody can touch us. Russia is showing us right now they can't hold a candle to the United States military.
Wait, bless it from YouTube. He's so right about this. These aren't the Democrats of the 1990s.
No, right.
You got to go back that far.
Right. You don't.
Let's take some calls. 312-642-5600. 312-642-5600. Let's talk about it. Was Ashley Babbitt murdered?
Mitchell, if you still listening, call back. Oh, we got short on that last hour. Yeah. Call back, Mitch.
Let's go to the phone lines. Jim from South Elgin. Jim, welcome to Black and Right.
Guys, how are you today?
We're doing well. How are you, sir? As also sponsor of this show.
How's it going?
Right. Anyways, Biden's been talking about climate change. Well, I'll take this climate change all year long. This is a beautiful day today, so let's have more climate change.
Yeah. Yesterday was too.
That's right, and this week it should be good.
Yeah.
So we need to see some pretty girls in thin dressings. And
Jim, there you go. Jim, always ready to go explicit. But what's bugging you?
What's God made women beautiful. Anyway,
you right about that. What's bugging you though?
Well, people should understand, or it's not being discussed much, but Cook County is not releasing the second half property tax bill until after Election Day. They're saying it's some sort of glitch, some sort of snafu, garbage. They're waiting because they don't want people to get mad when the sticker press,
That's true.
Shock.
That's true. They're fooling people. They're not seeing Prep Winkle. None of them. They're not seeing out the tax bill. But people don't understand. You're going to get double taxed. It's not like it went away. They wiped it away. You're going to get double taxed.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, that's why we got Rise Up and Vote Straight R. Also, last night, the Heartland Institute had a guest. Her name was Yeonmi Park. She escaped from North Korea as a girl, maybe about 13, 14 years old. And the horror story of how people live up there. She said, when you look at North Korea on a satellite at nighttime, it's all dark because they have very little lights there. She said the people there are treated like garbage. When she was 13 years old, she weighed like 50 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And she escaped over to China, and her mother came, and her mother was basically raped to allow her to kind of proceed. And then she escaped through Mongolia and stuff, and her whole story is very interesting. And she's talking today about all these kids in college and how screwed up they are. They don't appreciate America.
Right.
And so she's got a very compelling story. Her name is Yeonmi Park. I think we should have her on your show.
Is that the picture?
Yeah, get her information, Jim.
Is that the picture you sent me?
Yes, last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, get her information.
Yeah, we'll do that. But anyways, her story is very compelling. This is something the young people here need to understand, that life in communist countries is no good at all. And these people talking about all this stuff, it's like the second coming of Christ, because they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So we have to get out there and expose them to what people had to suffer through to come and enjoy the freedoms that America has.
Yeah, I hear you there, man. Wow. People, I mean, and you know, the people who come from those countries who are here now, since this election started, since Pritzker did what he did, that's all you hear. Don't become where I came from. Please, America, wake up.
But we have countless examples. The people from Cuba and everybody that comes here tells that story, but it falls on
Venezuelans that are coming here right now,
and it falls on deaf ears to these young communists, because they don't even know what communist means, socialist, communist, Marxist. They just think that we throw those labels at them to put them down. They don't know it's real.
That's true. Thanks so much for calling. Yeah. Thanks so much for calling, Jim, and thanks so much for being a sponsor of this show, brother.
Always a pleasure. Be good, guys.
Yeah. All right. We didn't get to talk about. Wait. Are you getting ready to stir some stuff up?
Yes, I am.
You gonna go straight to the jugular, or you gonna?
I'm gonna start out. I'm gonna start out a little slow, but you're gonna get my meaning.
We'll be right back.
There's nothing quite like the warmth and comfort of a beautiful fireplace on a cool fall evening. Fireplace and Chimney Authority has been helping customers create that warm, cozy feeling for the past 30 years. Visit their showroom and see a wide selection of fireplaces and accessories and be inspired. Whether you're tearing out an old fireplace or adding a new efficient gas fireplace, browse the beautiful and updated showrooms in Elmhurst or Lisle. Fireplace and Chimney Authority will help you design the complete fireplace project, including fireplace, mantel, hearth, and surrounding finishing material to suit your decor. You'll get a complete professional installation on your fireplace project, and they don't use subcontractors. Fireplace and Chimney Authority is veteran-owned and a proud sponsor of AM 560's Freedom Summit. Visit their Lisle showroom at 1704 Ogden Avenue or in Elmhurst at 120 East Lake Street. You can also check them out online at fireplaceandchimneyauthority.com. That's fireplaceandchimneyauthority.com.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, Doctors Economos, Gavalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology, such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930. That's 630-830-4930. Or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
Here's to patriotism. Here's to choice. Here's to having your voice be heard, especially when voting with your hard-earned dollars. When voting with your dollars, Matrix Home Solutions asks you to support businesses that share your values. If you're considering a home renovation, specifically basement or bathrooms, Matrix is asking for your vote. Matrix is a locally owned business that was recently named one of the top 50 remodelers in America. They support patriotism, freedom, and liberty-based ideals. As the title sponsor of the Freedom Summit in Chicago, Matrix has committed its support for our voices to be heard. They would also like to show support for loyal AM 560 listeners. Do you have a basement or bathroom project coming up? Visit matrixam560.com to claim your exclusive 20% discount simply by entering promo code VOTE, V-O-T-E. Also, register for your chance to win a free home makeover at matrixam560.com. Vote with your dollars on your next home project by entering promo code VOTE at matrixam560.com.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in the studio with the troublemaker and now a regular resident of Black and Right Radio. Are we going to call it Black, Right, and White now? Dennis Revelletti. Is that what we're gonna call it, Dennis?
Yeah, I thought I worked here on Saturday
does.
morning.
I like it.
Hey, I'm not cutting checks though. Don't worry about that.
All right.
But Dennis, I don't know if you heard the interview with Ashley Babbitt's mom. I interviewed her mom today, and lo and behold, Phil was defending the black officer. And I was.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Because I know that's why he's defending. Phil, don't. Phil, all I request, Phil, please just don't punch me when you see me next time. But Phil was protecting the officer involved in this. Like most on the left, they've protected this officer, and I'm just quite shocked.
It's sounded like a role reversal to me.
It was.
Listening to the show. I've never seen a police shooting take so little time to investigate and to clear.
Yeah.
Obviously, the riot at the Capitol is a terrible stain on our history.
Yeah.
However, there was somebody shot at the speaker's office, and the investigation took, what, John, a month, 2 months to clear?
I thought it was quicker than that, maybe. You know, I'll look it up, but, I mean, that went by really quick.
But at least the left lives up to their standard. That's the way they want it.
Right.
That's right.
Quick investigation.
Right.
Right. If it was out on the street somewhere else, then I bet you it would be a different take.
Well, that's what I said to Phil. That's what I said to him. And I also said, wait, what did he say? He said she shouldn't have been there. So I'm like, so if I take your thinking and apply it to the street, if an individual gets shot because they shouldn't have been there, what would you have said to me? And,
John, that goes back to the don't resist the police officer,
Yeah.
don't commit crime. If you have a warrant and they're going to arrest you, don't
Yeah.
pull away, don't run, don't flee.
Right.
But, things happen, and I don't believe that lethal force needed to be used in that circumstance.
Correct.
But that there could have been other ways to address it. She was not armed.
Right.
Because we hear that all the time about if it is the person shot armed, or did the police officer think they were armed? So they were not armed. They had nothing with them, and then all of a sudden they're shot and dead. And the only thing we hear about are I saw a tweet just yesterday about all the police officers that were killed.
14, right?
Right. It's like 5. It just changes. But as we all know, that didn't happen.
Oh, on that day.
On that day, on January 6th. So it's always revisionist history for the left.
Right.
And if the narrative doesn't fit, they will make it fit. If you're a Republican, you're bad. It's very simple. I already know that. And trust me, John, with my Senate race going on, they just went up on broadcast. About
I saw it.
You saw that already?
Yeah.
So it's everywhere.
Yeah. And she's more than welcome to come on this show if she wants. Your opponent.
It would
She's
be
more than
great.
welcome.
I think you guys would give her a fair time.
Yeah, I will. You know that.
And give fair questions to her.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's probably in her repertoire at this point.
Listen, I've told any Democrat candidate that if I bring your opponent on, you're more than welcome to come on and talk about your campaign and why you believe you're the best qualified person.
Right. Well, what's terrible, John, is that the personal attacks are what they are. That's why people don't want to run for school board and park board and want to participate in their government, because who wants to have $3 million spent against them?
Right.
So I have to warn my family about my grandchildren having to see their grandfather attacked on TV viciously. Hey, I can handle it. I got thick skin. But when you try to explain that to a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old girl as to what's happening, but they don't care. It's it's lay waste to everything. Too bad, and we go from there.
Yeah. All right, Villan.
All right.
Villan's getting ready to cause some trouble, Dennis.
We're gonna start out slow.
We're not gonna talk about police shootings, are we?
We will get to that.
Another one.
We will get to that later. But I want to start out with crime and punishment. First, free speech. Now, do you think speech should be penalized? Okay, I'm gonna start out with Kanye West. Now, something that John agrees with Kanye on. Kanye West just got slapped with a $250 million lawsuit. George Floyd's daughter is suing Kanye West because Kanye West says that George Floyd died from fentanyl.
You can't defame the dead, right?
No, it's not. Well, it's not that. It's the pain and suffering that the family says they're enduring because of Kanye West's statement. Now, first, I want to ask both of you a question. Do you think George Floyd's daughter should be able to sue Kanye West because the case has proven, I know you don't agree, that he died from the knee to the neck? I agree with her about the knee to the neck. I don't agree she should be able to sue him. But what do you all think?
Well, here, anybody can sue anybody.
Right.
at any given time. So truth is always an absolute defense to when you slander somebody. So that's the spoken portion of this. So Kanye will have to defend himself against the estates, the sister on that. And again, that will go back to what is the truth of the matter. So if you're slandering somebody, you're slandering the estate, then you can make that argument. But since he's passed, I don't know how much you could say that you've been wronged on that.
She's saying that
and it was proven that he did have fentanyl in his system.
But it doesn't matter. It said the knee to the neck is why that officer went to the jail.
And remember, he was responding to Candace Owens's, what's that? The Greatest Lie Ever Sold, right? With her taking down BLM.
Yeah, but you agree it was fentanyl. They say it's not. That's the basis of her lawsuit is saying that he's lying. Basically.
I think it was a culmination of it all.
He's lying.
Right. Well, I go back to the autopsy, see what the autopsy has to say. I think John's right. The fentanyl was definitely a contributing factor. There's no doubt. You know, the jury's already ruled on it on the criminal side of things, and now they can go to civil court. But again, I just think this is more. I don't know if this goes anywhere, but again, free speech isn't free because we don't have a right to say everything we ever want to say. But you can't slander somebody.
Okay,
right?
But see, this is the whole thing. So my question is, do you think speech should be penalized, or you should have the right to sue somebody?
Can you go into a crowded place and say
no? I knew you was going to go there.
Yeah,
but that he didn't say that.
I'm saying. So when you say speech, can speech be penalized?
Yeah.
To his point, what did you say? Free speech isn't free.
That's correct.
Because it was I was just trying to pin you guys down because it was gonna lead into my next person.
Dude, we're former politicians. You really think you're gonna pin us down?
Okay, well, because it was just gonna lead into, do you think Alex Jones should have been penalized for what he said? Okay.
Well, again, when you perpetrate a lie like that and there is pain and suffering, then the jury decided what they heard, all the evidence. So they made a determination that was slander, and so they slandered those families. And so does George Floyd's sister have a chance to win? Yes.
Yeah, but what he said was okay. But what Alex Jones said was just dumb.
Right. Alex Jones was beyond the pale.
Yeah, you can say that.
There's no way I'm going to say, wasn't it alleged that he said that, they were crisis actors and
he said it was props, all kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah,
man.
he did stupid. He's free in this country to say whatever he wants. He didn't pull the trigger. Why is he being fined over $1 billion?
Yeah, but he's I think. Would you say, councilman or counselor? Would you say that the penalty was probably overboard?
Well, I think again, look at the pain and suffering these families already went through, and then you drag them through it again by lying.
Oh yeah,
and so. The jury found by listening to again, we go back to listening to all the evidence, all the testimony, all the depositions as to what is the appropriate penalty to not only stop him from doing it. Part of the civil justice system, again, is to stop other actors from doing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay,
so Kanye could have taken some heed from what happened to Alex Jones, but Kanye is free to say what he wants, but he could also be sued based on the fact that
that's the difference between him and Alex Jones, because they had a whole trial and it was proven, whether I don't care how many times you keep saying it about fentanyl, that if that police officer wouldn't have did that, George Floyd would have paid for whatever he paid for and went home, went to sleep, and woke up the next day alive.
And George would have been woke up if he got in the car.
And the other issue too is when you're a public figure, you're fair game for anything.
You are.
Okay.
You can basically say anything about anybody, and you just have to take it because you put yourself out in the public like that.
Right.
So we don't have total free speech.
Chicken or the egg, Villan?
We don't have total free speech.
I don't think we do have total free speech. There are some limitations on speech, and the Supreme Court has talked about
ruled on it. Yeah, but Villan, your George Floyd is the chicken or the egg. Listen, George Floyd is still alive, maybe, possibly, if he just gets in that car and allow them to take him to county jail. Put me on the ground. I can't breathe, or whatever he said.
Mm-hmm. But it was no excuse for that knee to be on his.
But
neck.
It wasn't there, Villan. It was proven there that his knee was not.
It
there
was not proven. He wouldn't have got convicted.
Did you see the photos, Villan?
I saw the whole act.
Villan, his knee was not always on his neck.
Doesn't matter.
It was not.
It was there long enough that he couldn't breathe.
It was a culmination of why he couldn't breathe. It wasn't just the knee, to his back and to his neck area.
He should have been.
to his shoulder
He should have
blades.
been off of his neck. The man was hog.
Hey, guess
it
what?
was over.
Guess what? George Floyd's still alive today. If he hadn't committed the crime, how about that?
Well,
how about that?
Okay.
Let's not make excuses for it.
And this officer is going to spend the rest of his life in jail because he couldn't let up.
Yeah, let's hope they get some different people up in there, and he does an appeal.
I'm not done. I'm done with this subject, but
right.
I'm not done.
You
I'm
listen
not
to,
done.
hey, Eduardo, I'm sorry. Can you hold the line? We'll take you when we get back.
You may have noticed gas prices are starting to go back up again, and it's only going to get worse between now and the end of the year. And that's why AM 560 and the Pride stores, not your typical convenience stores, want to ease your pain at the pump. For the entire month of October, we're giving away a $50 gas card every single weekday. These gas cards can be used at any one of the Pride stores locations throughout Chicagoland. To enter, go to 560theanswer.com/gas. That's 560theanswer.com/gas.
Fox News, I'm Kevin Uretsky. A federal appeals court has temporarily blocked President Biden's plan to cancel billions in student debt.
The 8th Circuit Court of Appeals has granted an emergency stay blocking the president's plan, but only until the court can make its final decision. The White House wasted no time issuing a statement about this, writing, quote, tonight's temporary order does not prevent borrowers from applying for student debt relief at studentaid.gov.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. Meanwhile, as record numbers of illegal migrants continue crossing the southern border, law enforcement in border states continuing to try and stem the tide.
There's a new law in Arizona that if you smuggle for profit, we can arrest you. In 3 weeks, we put in 43 smuggler drivers in my jail.
Cochise County, Arizona Sheriff Mark Donnell is on Fox's Cavuto Live. And CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky has tested positive for COVID. She's up to date with vaccines, has mild symptoms. America is listening to Fox News.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
Winston Churchill wisely stated, "Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
Here's to patriotism, here's to choice, to having your voice be heard, especially when voting with your hard-earned dollars. When voting with your dollars, Matrix Home Solutions asks you to support businesses that share your values. If you're considering a home renovation, specifically the basement or bathroom, Matrix is asking for your vote. Matrix is a locally owned business that was recently named one of the top 50 remodelers in America. They support patriotism, freedom, and liberty-based ideals. As the title sponsor of the Freedom Summit in Chicago, Matrix has committed its support for our voices to be heard. They would also like to show support for loyal AM 560 listeners. Do you have a basement or bathroom project? Visit matrixam560.com to claim your exclusive 20% discount by entering the promo code VOTE, V-O-T-E. Also register for your chance to win a free home makeover at matrixam560, matrixam560.com. Vote with your dollars on your next home project by entering promo code VOTE at matrixam560.com.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, Doctors Economos, Guevales, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology, such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930. That's 630-830-4930. Or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. Forget everything you thought you knew about the midterm elections, and especially what the mainstream media told you about it. That summer comeback for Joe Biden and Democrats, it was a mirage. As pollsters get closer to Election Day and accountability, their polling results have gotten closer to reality. Newspapers and television outlets will paint this as sudden momentum for the GOP. The truth is that this is an exceptionally bad political environment for the governing party, and the distraction campaigns designed to cover it up have failed. As James Carville once said, it's the economy, stupid. But we can add inflation, crime, education, a border crisis, and arguably the most incompetent president in modern American history. Now all that's left is to finish the job. Study your ballot, get your friends and family registered, and most importantly, vote. It's our best weapon against tyranny, and in this election, perhaps our last hope against disaster. I'm Ed Morrissey.
And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Switch your attitude. Go ahead, level up yourself. Just that different latitude.
Speaking of, yay. Welcome back to Black and Right on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony. Actually, we're temporarily back live on the radio. Yay.
I love it.
In the studio with the troublemaker who's starting up trouble already. Got my blood pressure. I'm glad I took a 120 life before you came in here.
I'm glad we're back on the air for this subject.
And Dennis Rebelletti, who's former state representative. What was your state rep district?
45 and 46.
45, 46, and now running for the 23rd Senate district. But I told Eduardo I'll take his call before we.
Okay.
Let's go to the phone lines. Eduardo from Midway, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, good afternoon. Calling from Oak Brook Mall over here. Very nice. Everybody's outside enjoying this nice weather.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on. I see former President Obama made a commercial. And one of the things he mentioned was Pritzker cutting down on illegal guns. Now, this would be the same president who had Eric Holder at Fast and Furious Operation, illegal guns over Mexico, where Brian Terry was killed. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean.
Also.
Hey, rules for thee, not for me. You know that. You know how the left operates.
Oh yeah.
So that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What's going on? What
also,
else?
Yeah, another thing before we leave here, Superintendent Brown, I hear, was grilled by City Council over the wonderful job he's doing with crime.
Yeah.
So he definitely needs to go, but that's going to happen when we take care of Mayor Lightfoot.
Yeah.
That'll happen when that problem gets taken care of.
Yeah, and a couple other people too. So
Tim Fox, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have Ray Lopez on the show coming up. I reached out to a few of his people, and he's interested in coming on. So, I probably would have had everybody that's at least announced that they're running for mayor of Chicago. So, thanks so much for calling.
Go for that summit. So, looking forward to seeing everybody out there.
Can't wait to see you, buddy. All right,
all right. Now, I want to test everybody as far as their belief system, as far as being pro-life. Okay, I want to pull on some heartstrings right now. Are you really pro-life, what you proclaim to be? So, John, I know you're pro-life. Dennis, I know you're pro-life. My question is, do you believe in the death penalty?
I do. We tried to bring it back.
How about you?
I do. As a matter of fact, I spent a lot of time on the House floor trying.
I know where he's going with this too.
So, I know what he's saying.
These are the same arguments they made on the House floor.
But it's deeper than that. How can you live by a standard because you're a Christian? John, I know you're a Christian. The Bible says, "Thou shalt not kill." Don't say you live by Christian tenets. Don't say you're pro-life. pro not
Wait, can I
killing
stop
babies.
you real quick? Let me stop you real quick. Valon, this is a line straight from the progressive line of attack when it comes to when they try to delineate and try to put a line between or lump in, I should say, your ability to choose life for an innocent, helpless child.
No, I'm not talking about
Hold on. No. That's what pro-life means. Defending the life of an innocent child compared to somebody who's committed a heinous crime, because that's the death penalty is only made available to those people who've committed heinous crime. And the Bible didn't say thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not murder. That's a big difference.
No, it says thou shalt not kill.
Go ahead.
And number one, pro-life means all life. All life has value. Okay? And the reason why I asked
You're defining that as that.
No, that's what it is.
No, it's not.
It means all life has value.
Okay.
And the Bible does not say thou shall not kill except. There's no except in thou shalt not kill. And the Lord said, vengeance is mine, not yours. So the bottom line is this country was founded on murder. I don't care if it was murder of the Indians, murder of the British, murder of the slaves on the slave trade.
I forgot you hanging out with your brother.
I don't care if it's when Truman dropped the bomb. This country loves murder. So don't give me that standard of thou shalt not kill or you're pro-life when this country is pro-murder. That's all.
Okay.
The whole history is baked in blood, period.
Are you done?
No, because what I was going to ask was about Nicholas Cruz. Do you think he should be executed?
I do.
Okay, well, you're not pro-life, you're pro-murder. You're pro-murder with an exception.
Come on, man.
You have an exception when it comes to life.
Hey, Valon, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you have a degree in Christian theology?
No.
I do. You use the word kill.
Yeah.
That's not how it's that's not the common tongue of of those who were inspired to write the Bible. So please,
every reverend.
No, time out. Pro-life as it's defined is not about how you defined it. It was specifically for the child that's in the womb of an. No, you can shake your head all you want. I'm just telling you. I've been a part of this pro-life movement for decades. So to try to lump them together, you can't. You simply can't.
You're trying to have it both ways. You're trying to have it both ways. And I know other hosts, other reverends, whoever talks about this, all life is precious and should not be killed.
Okay, we're going to continue this conversation. We'll be right back.
Jobs in engineering are available now. Automated Systems, Inc., a dynamic project-oriented consulting company, is currently hiring technical professionals for mission-critical roles in support of life-saving therapies for the pharmaceutical, biotech, and medical device industries. Open positions for the following roles are wanted now: validation engineers, controls engineers, quality assurance professionals, technical writers, project managers, and process engineers. Ready to apply your knowledge and expertise? Consider these great opportunities. Automated Systems, Inc. values deep expertise from experienced professionals to support a growing company. They'll challenge you to think differently in order to achieve your goals, and you'll have easy access to senior management, thoughtful leaders, and inspiring colleagues. ASI has been servicing the life sciences for over 30 years. For jobs available now in process engineering or testing, call Automated Systems at 844-HIRE-ASI or visit the Careers tab at HireASI.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at HireASI.com.
Free speech, religious liberty, the Second Amendment. Across the country, your constitutional rights are under constant attack, and it's only getting worse by the day, which is why I am proud to support Patriot Mobile. They're not just America's only Christian conservative cell phone provider, they're one of the few companies fighting back. They offer the same nationwide coverage as the major carriers, so you get the same great service, plus the peace of mind that your money is combating the left's attempt to silence you. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, and their 100% US-based customer support team provides exceptional customer support. Patriot Mobile shares your values and supports organizations fighting for religious freedom, constitutional rights, sanctity of life, and our veteran and first responder heroes. Go to patriotmobile.com/Gorka or call 972-PATRIOT. Free activation with the offer code GORKA. Veterans and first responders save even more. Between the left, the media, and the rhinos, we need to stick together. patriotmobile.com/GORKA or call 972-PATRIOT.
If we don't have a base in the Black and Latino community, we can't branch out. You got to have a strategy, and that's at least my strategy.
From executive producer Larry Elder.
The first conscious act in organizing our people is to let them know who they are.
Comes the highly anticipated film from director Justin Malone.
If you think you're an American, you will fight to protect the interests of capitalist America.
An eye-opening expose on the demoralization of America.
If you know you ain't no American, you'll fight to destroy every aspect of American capitalism.
Rioting, burning, and looting began. And there's no police presence down here.
Watch the film that is waking people up. A cinematic page-turner, mind-blowing, excellent, eye-opening, a masterpiece. A sequel that stands on its own. Uncle Tom Part 2, An American Odyssey. Pre-order today on Salem Now.
We now return to Black and White on AM 560. The Answer. Here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and White Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio. We're still on the airways, folks. I'm so happy that we're still on the airways. We're in studio with the troublemaker who is really kicking up trouble. And I'm also in studio with my good friend, my buddy, my pal, Dennis Rebelletti, who also was a mentor for me when I served in the General Assembly. Villan, I sit and when I hear you bring up topics sometimes, I say to myself, where do you go in your mind to come up with these subjects?
No,
bruh?
but the thing about it is you all sound just like the left. You call the left out about hypocrisy, but this is hypocrisy at its highest. It's either you're pro-life or you're not.
Explain how it's hypocrisy.
Because you can't be pro-life. Pro-life means you don't want any life to die, period. And then try to say, well, except. There's no exception to being to pro-life or not. You're just a selective murderer. You're a murderer or an accessory to murder. You're for state-sanctioned murder.
Then I guess if you're pro-choice in this state, then you're pro-choice also for the death penalty, right?
Yeah, I think that is.
If that's not how the left defines.
I know they don't. I don't care about them. I'm talking about me, my soul, your souls. Be real with yourself. We already know they're pro-murder. We already know they're part of a culture of murder. That abortion is murder. And capital punishment is murder. So whoever, I wish somebody call in and talk to me about this. They don't want it. They're going to be silent because they know I'm right. It's murder.
You know you're right. You think you're right.
It's murder.
No. Villan, no. It's not. It's simply not. A baby versus, thank you, Robert. A baby versus a killer. Who you going to pick? Who you going to choose?
Ain't no pick. I'll pick them both. But okay, here it is. So here's what the left also does, Rebelletti. You and I both know this. What about the victim of that man or that killer who's killed somebody's life? What about them? Do you care about them getting justice? Oh yeah, I feel their pain.
So not just that. What about the taxpayer? Do you care about the taxpayer sitting there having to pay for this person for the rest of their life because they went out and killed somebody? Does that matter? You take that into the equation?
Hey, I don't give a damn about somebody crying about taxes. This is a life. How much is a life worth? It's life.
Guess what? They didn't care about the life when they took the life.
Still.
So guess what?
Their life is still valuable.
They gotta go.
It's still valuable to me.
That's why I believe in and that's why myself, Dennis Rebelletti, and John Cabello tried to bring back the death penalty. Now we did it in certain instances.
I fought on the House floor against it. I tried to go talk to Governor Quinn, who shut his door to an elected official who represented 108,000 people. I had families from throughout the state calling because their voice was shut out. He had already decided. He opened the door only for one side of the argument to be heard, and that was already predetermined. But how about this, Verlon? What happens when that murderer kills a Department of Corrections employee when he's sitting in Stateville?
Yeah.
What happens when he kills his cellie? Which happens? They got nothing to lose while they're sitting there. Absolutely nothing. You're not going to punish them anymore. You're not going to do anything. They sit around, go lift weights, go watch TV, go sit in the yard and play basketball. And, okay, well, I think you forfeited your opportunity because you've killed a number of people, just like we saw in Highland Park. That should be a death penalty case. The worst of the worst for the death penalty.
Nicholas Cruz will be getting raped. He will be someone's girlfriend. He's not going to be pumping weights, lifting irons, having a good time. He will be abused.
You do know that's a crime in jail, right?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's going to live.
But you're pro law enforcement.
Right.
You're for the rule of law.
No, he's not.
No, I'm for being not a murderer. I'm not for murder. Okay, period. I don't care about none of this other stuff you're talking about. He may come up with the cure for cancer. You don't know. You don't know what he's a young man. His life may be worth something later on. All of those lives that's locked up have value. You think they're just garbage. They have value.
No, nobody said
We're
that.
also put value on all the people that have to then warehouse that person and protect the safety and well-being of everybody else in that facility.
Yeah, Valon, there's a lot of biblical things that are biblical that you overlook, totally overlook. And guess what? Mike from Elgin, run with it.
Yeah, Valon, in the Old Testament, when the Israelites took over Israel, he told them to go in and kill every man, woman, and child. God did that. And if you also, I'm sure you're aware of the story of Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah, where Lot's wife turned back and God turned her into a pillar of salt. Okay, now how do you justify
that? She didn't listen. She didn't listen to God. Okay, those people that you're talking about, they listen to God. They got a direct order. But
the commandment is not, like John says, it's not commit murder, which is a senseless act. God, had his armies going against other people all the time and killing them.
Yeah.
Wait,
time out. Hey, Mike, hold on. Valon, Exodus 21:12. Anyone who strikes a person with a fatal blow is to be put to death.
That's when
it's to be put to death.
Yeah, that's when people start writing in their own stuff. That wasn't from God. That's when people start writing in their own meanings. The bottom line is, man.
No, time out. Who wrote Exodus?
You tell me.
Moses.
Okay. Moses was a tough army general dude back in the day. Listen.
Valon.
So Valon's being a hypocrite now too, because now he can justify.
Listen. I'm not no Bible thumper. We shouldn't be killing people.
That's your problem.
We shouldn't be killing people.
Hold on, let him talk.
You don't understand God's ways.
We shouldn't be killing people.
He doesn't.
Period.
He really doesn't.
And just because some politician says it's okay to kill doesn't mean it's okay to kill.
Hey, Valon,
you are a murderer, Mike. You a murderer.
All right.
You are pro-murder.
Mike, thanks so much for calling. Dude, you all right today?
Yeah.
You sure?
I don't like murderers. Don't be a murderer.
But guess what? Are you listening to yourself?
Yeah.
You don't like murderers.
This whole country was founded in murder.
Stop. You don't like murderers.
No.
But the people who receive the death penalty are murderers most of the time.
They're still
people,
human beings.
Listen to yourself, though. We'll be right back.
We know that sometimes it might be difficult to hear AM 560, like when you drive under that bridge, or you get too close to power lines, or when you're surrounded by gigantic concrete and steel buildings, which is why we've made it easy to listen to us whenever you want, wherever you might be. We're always streaming at 560theanswer.com and on the AM 560 mobile app. You can also get us on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and we're on TuneIn, iHeart, and Radio.com. You can listen wherever and whenever to AM 560, The Answer.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
The late, great Winston Churchill said, "A nation that forgets its past has no future."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer, so we understand motorcycles. No, really, we have a bike translator.
Okay, this is awkward, but this bike says he'd appreciate it if you removed his skull pattern saddlebags. He feels self-conscious about them around all the other bikes, and he says you're not fooling anyone. You mostly ride with your golfing buddies. Listen, I'm just the messenger here. Oh, no, I don't want to say that. I think you made yourself clear.
Quote with Progressive and see if you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it.
Welcome
so
back
maybe I'm
to Black and Right
lying.
Radio on AM 560. The Answer.
But I'm only human.
I'm your host, John Anthony. Valon is testing my patience today. I mean, like, really testing my patience that, you know, his understanding of pro-life, you know. But didn't you were saying during the break, there are people who are purists in that manner who believe every life, you know, don't kill a life, period.
That's right. And that and everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's what makes America great. Everybody has their opinion, but as a state, we make laws to allow people to have certain things, and that's supposed to be what the will of the people is, right?
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see where things really end up here in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's all this stuff. Now, remember, because we always have to talk about abortion.
Right.
That's on the ballot on November 8th.
Right.
Right? That's what we say. Women's rights are on the ballot. Equality is on. Everything's on the ballot. So I hope that people are listening here, because there's a lot of stuff that's coming up. It's coming up fast. There's a lot of attacks. People got to sort out through what fact and what fiction is, and how do you save the state of Illinois, John? How do you do it?
Right. Good leadership. First of all, we need leaders to lead us through this.
You know, people have to be not afraid to stand up and speak their voice on behalf of their residents, no matter what place you serve in. So
yeah, I agree. And you know what? I get beef every time I say this, but as it relates to an individual going out wanting to go and get an abortion, listen, I have no right to stop that person. Because my thing is, I don't believe taxpayer fund money should ever pay for that. If an individual wants to go out and have an abortion, that's between them and them. That is between them and doctor. And I would hope the other person involved in it.
John, the state of Illinois wants to pay for out-of-state abortion.
I know. Well, they are paying for out-of-state abortion.
So again, at what point in time does it become too much?
Right.
What is enough?
You know what? I got to correct this. Everybody keep talking, because we use this too loosely over here on this side as far as Illinois is paying for taxpayer abortion. That's kind of a lie. You have to have Medicaid. If you're on Medicaid, it'll be paid for. Everything will be paid for. But if not, because I know some women that did it, it varies between $600 and $700 for that abortion. They don't. It's not a flat out. We just pay for people. I don't want to be a hypocrite today.
But we do.
So I'm not going to let us get away.
But we do. We do pay. Wait.
Pay Medicaid.
Do you know what House Bill 40 was about?
I understand that. But I'm talking about the average person like you and me that's not on public aid. It doesn't pay for it.
Falon, House Bill 40 changed all of that. That's what you don't understand. When Governor Rauner signed House Bill 40, it changed all that. It's for everybody.
John, a woman just went and got an abortion last week that I know. They told me and cried on my shoulder and said she had to do it. And it cost her $700. She's not on Medicaid. A person that just works a regular job, like me and you, has to pay out their pocket.
Wait, hold on. Let's go to this caller. Maurice, driving. Welcome to Black and Right.
Hey, John. Hey, Verlon. It's Maurice.
How's it going?
It's going really well. We go way back, John. You know who this is, right?
Yes, I do.
Hey, so I wanted to chime in on the abortion topic that Verlon brought up. So I heard both sides of the story, and I want to lean in agreement with you, John. But I wanted to just say that the reason why I think there's a such thing as the death penalty for heinous murders that are committed is that at some point in time you got to set an example to alleviate those types of heinous crimes from happening anymore. So that's why you go ahead and you impose the death penalty just to keep and prevent anyone else from thinking they can do that, a heinous crime,
Well, that's what it was originally
someone
for.
else.
Intended. Yeah.
Right. So again, I don't think.
And
I don't think that you can lump in.
Hey, listen, Maurice, we're up against a hard break, so I got to let you go. Thanks so much for calling. Thanks so much for listening. Reach back out to me. Listen to the Black and Right, Hour 3, coming up next.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. Forget everything you thought you knew about the midterm elections, and especially what the mainstream media told you about it. That summer comeback for Joe Biden and Democrats, it was a mirage. As pollsters get closer to Election Day and accountability, their polling results have gotten closer to reality. Newspapers and television outlets will paint this as sudden momentum for the GOP. The truth is that this is an exceptionally bad political environment for the governing party, and the distraction campaigns designed to cover it up have failed. As James Carville once said, it's the economy, stupid. But we can add inflation, crime, education, a border crisis, and arguably the most incompetent president in modern American history. Now all that's left is to finish the job. Study your ballot, get your friends and family registered, and most importantly, vote. It's our best weapon against tyranny, and in this election, perhaps our last hope against disaster. I'm Ed Morrissey.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com. On the AM 560 mobile app. Tune in, iHeart, and on
President
Odyssey.
Biden's student loan forgiveness program is in limbo this weekend. Fox's Alexandria Hoff says a federal appeals court put the program on a temporary halt.
The 8th Circuit Court of Appeals has granted an emergency stay blocking the president's plan, but only until the court makes a final decision.
The White House says borrowers can still apply for debt relief at studentaid.com. 6 Republican-led states are challenging the debt relief program. The chilling sound of a single-engine Beechcraft as it crashes into a multi-family home in Keene, New Hampshire. That audio courtesy of Hope Chapel, Keene. The 2 people on board the plane died, no injuries on the ground. The plane had just left a nearby airport. America is listening to Fox News.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm gonna take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Now, your official weather forecast.
Starry skies tonight. It'll be mild with lows in the upper 50s. Nice day tomorrow, partly sunny, breezy, still very warm with a high of 76. Breezy to start on Monday, otherwise mostly cloudy, still warm, the high 78. Some showers moving in Monday night, and then Tuesday it'll be cooler with showers, a dramatic change to the weather. Tuesday's high only 61. I'm Rose Tamburino on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com. He's been called the Mystery Man by the Wall Street Journal, but it's no mystery that Mark Vargas loves America and now stands ready to fight to defend your rights amid the culture war that's raging across our nation. Join Mark each Sunday night at 7 for Mark My Words with Mark Vargas, as he brings you exclusive interviews with some of the biggest names from politics, entertainment, and business, right here on AM 560. The Answer.
You've heard Rumpke's Garage commercials on AM 560, and now they specialize in servicing Sprinters and light-duty diesels. But the experts at Rumpke's also service Isuzu and Chevy low-cab forward trucks. So if you own an Isuzu or Chevy low-cab forward truck but aren't sure where to get it repaired, take it to Rumpke's Garage, your #1 dealer alternative for repairs to your Isuzu NPR, Isuzu F-Series, or Chevy low-cab forward truck. Whether gas or diesel, your truck is the lifeline of your business. That's why Remke's Garage offers free loaners while your truck is being serviced. They'll even pick up and deliver for your convenience. Remke's Garage has the factory scan tool to properly diagnose Isuzu and Chevy low cab forward trucks. Their commitment to your business is backed with a complimentary maintenance plan and free 2-year warranty. Go to remkesgarage.com to learn more about their specialization in Isuzu and Chevy low cab forward trucks and schedule your appointment today. That's Remkes, R-E-M-K-E-S, garage.com.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
Winston Churchill wisely stated, "Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560, The Answer.
I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Welcome back.
Just like
Hour
the
3 of Black and Right Radio on AM 560, The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony. I don't know if we're still live. Are we still live on the air, repeat? Or have we gotten kicked? Oh, we still live on radio. That's all. It's always good to be on radio. But we're also on YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. I'm so glad I created a whole new YouTube channel because, as you know, my YouTube channel was deleted by. We're no longer over the air. Okay, my YouTube channel was deleted. So, all right, it is what it is. But if you missed any of the first 2 hours, because Verlon caused a lot of trouble, especially that last hour, go head over to 560theanswer.com, download the podcast. You can listen to me anytime you want without any of the commercials. I should also note that starting next week, we have new show time. We're moving from 12 to 3, and we're moving to 4 to 7 p.m. This was a time that I wanted originally, but it was occupied. The slots were occupied. So I'm really excited about moving to 4 to 7. I apologize to those who listen to 12 to 3, who have helped make this show a very important show on Saturdays. You know, we'll just make 4 to 7 great again as well. Rebel Eddie, you good, man? After that last one. Yeah.
The 120 Life is calming me down.
Yeah, it does.
You know, Verlon likes to mix it up a little bit.
He does.
But you know what? Now it's going to be political. We have two guys running for office. Dennis has a story to tell that we were talking about the last hour, but we didn't get a chance to touch it. It was during the break. And we got a young guy over here. Could you tell him your name?
Well, I'll introduce him.
I'm sorry.
But what'd you say about Dennis?
The story you tell, they're running attack ads against this man about abortion and all this old crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's true, Dennis.
You know, when you have $3 million to spend in 2 weeks, one, that tells me our messaging about crime and inflation in the economy is working.
It is.
But as I had said to you guys before, when you have to explain to your granddaughters about what stuff is and what's coming up, that's just how these guys run. They're bad actors. They don't care. They lay waste to wherever they try to go, and they want to get you off message because it's the only thing they want to be able to talk about. So The other thing, they've attacked me on is guns and assault
Yeah.
weapons, and I want everybody that has mental health problems to have
You mean
firearms.
AR-15s, assault rifles?
Oh,
Yeah.
AR-15s, which
Yeah.
are rifles.
Yeah.
The mayor of Highland Park is going to be at the DuPage County Board meeting on Tuesday at 10 a.m. to talk to the county board about they should pass an assault weapons ban. And we all know what that's about.
Right.
She just did a commercial endorsing J.B. Pritzker to talk about that. And I guess now she's going to bring that message to the DuPage County Board. Why, John? Because the Republicans are poised to take back all of the offices in DuPage County.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. And I think
With
that could
fighters,
happen.
too.
That's right. We've got people who are ready to stand up.
Which is a perfect segue into why I wanted Vince Romano, who's running for the 16th district, our buddy Lou Lang's old district. I was with Amy Jacobson on the morning show. What was that, Wednesday or Thursday, Vince?
It was Thursday morning.
Wednesday morning. And I heard him speak, and I said, "Hey, do you mind speaking to the mic?"
Yo, I think his microphone's turned off.
Yeah.
Look and see if it's on.
Yeah.
He's on.
And I said, I said, hey, I got to have you on the show Saturday if you have the time. We need new, fresh blood, new people with new ideas, people who are willing to fight. And that's one of the reasons why I want you back there, Dennis, because I know you're a fighter. But Vince, talk to the listeners about who is Vince Romano and why you're running for the 16th legislative district in the House.
So I ran back in 2012 against Lou Lang, like you said, and it's pretty much the same reasons I ran now with some extras coming on. So I'll start why I originally ran back in 2012. We're breaking families apart is what it actually comes down to at the end of the day. You may think your kid's going to get a good education here, but are they going to find a good job here? And people know that, and their kid's going to go somewhere else, find a good job. They're going to find their significant other there. They're going to get married. They're going to raise their kids there. Now we've effectively broken families apart. They're not going to have their grandparents. They're not going to have their aunts and uncles and their family support around them, raising their children. And the grandparents aren't going to have their grandkids there. They're going to have to travel to go see them. And that's what I saw 10 years ago. And I gave these warning signs, and everything I said has come true. And now you look at it, and I say that same speech to people, and they're like, you know what, it's right. Yeah, my brother left, and my mom followed him to Texas, or they went to Indiana, or they went to Florida or Tennessee. They're going to better states. And it's pretty sad that you have all these resources. Like I said on Wednesday, you have a land that connects all their lands, Illinois, all the rail and trucking hubs. No one else can have that we have because of our location. We have access to the Atlantic and the Gulf. You have some of the best farming lands in the world. You have natural gas. You have coal. You have 2 international airports in a world-class metropolis. Yet we're bankrupt. Yeah. And it's like, how do you do that? Right. How do you take all those resources, and we're the most taxed state overall? And it's like, we need to stop asking who needs to pay more and to be like, we have all these resources, we're the most taxed state. We need to find out where this money's going before we start saying we need to pay more.
Right.
Because the number one reason people are leaving is taxes. And their only answer
and they don't feel safe, too, now.
Well, and that's the other thing. The caveat I said between last time and this time, it is crime. Crime is the number one issue going on right now. I was just knocking doors. I left at 1 o'clock from West Rogers Park, going door to door. I was at the location. We had 3 shootings in the last week there. A 13-year-old kid got shot in the head. A woman got shot in her car. And we had the Salim Como. I was just literally parked out in front of his store in West Rogers on Western Avenue. Wow. And
that's,
Safety Act hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
And that's how bad crime is. And 3 blocks from my mom's house in Skokie, I live a mile from my mom in Skokie, 3 blocks from her house, we had a break-in with a shooting. The day I came on the show, I found out when I left, there was a shooting. Somebody broke into a garage, went to steal a car. The guy woke up and went in his garage. The guy jumped out. There were 2 cars waiting. They fired 3 shots at him and went off.
Wow.
And I asked the cops, I go, what's the charge for that? I went to a beat meeting that night. We had the beat meeting for our area. And he goes, well, that's aggravated discharge. I go, according to Safety Act, I go, you let him go, right? He goes, yeah, as it is today. Yeah, that's just.
Now, where's the 16th? And as it relates to let's look at the state of Illinois. Where is it at? Where's that at?
So 50th
What
Ward,
cities?
Chicago. So I have half city, half burbs is basically the population distribution. So I have 50th Ward of Chicago, which is West Rogers Park, all of Lincolnwood, and the south half of Skokie.
Okay.
So I'm just north side city and the north side burbs right there.
I have a question for both of you, you and Dennis. J.B. Pritzker signed this policy into law as far as the education, more further education for our kids. It's called media literacy. it's to teach kids how to sort through information and what's good information and what's misinformation. This is about to be taught in our schools now.
Disinformation board, huh?
So it's basically they're going to teach them to only listen to state media. How do you all feel about that?
So Newspeak?
Yeah,
basically Newspeak. Yeah.
So is these going to be like Facebook fact checkers teaching our children what's good and what's not?
I don't know where they're going to pinpoint, but it's about the information that's in the media, what's good media, what's bad media. They're going to start teaching that to the kids.
Yeah, that's probably a big no-go.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah, well, it's a no-go in my book.
Oh, yeah,
it's a no-go in probably the majority of parents in my
Has
district.
the governor signed it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, it's right back to only supermajority Democrats can tell us what we should think and what we should do and what we should know. And where do you start? How do you change an entire society? You change it into schools, you lecture people, and then if the parents rise up, as they have been, rightfully so, then how are those parents treated? We send the FBI out after them, right?
Terrorists,
They're
domestic
considered
terrorists,
domestic terrorists. I think the parents should be the most influential group of what they want in their local schools, not the General Assembly always dictating what chapter this should be about and what the new policy should be. How about let the teachers decide, take care of STEM classes, take care of all those things. Stop telling me how to disregard certain things that are newspapers. I was told, the Democrats told me the one newspaper I read, that's not even real news. That's misinformation, right? They had to tell me about it.
Yeah.
Because if they don't like what they hear, they don't want to hear it, then it's misinformation.
And we had a governor's candidate on the Democrat side who said, I won't do a debate unless you stop running certain
unless
things.
a major news agency in the state of Illinois changed their entire policy.
Isn't that media manipulation? And why should the people stand for it?
I don't even know what is misinformation.
Yeah.
I thought we were always taught that more speech is better, right?
Right. Yeah.
Put all the information out there, let all of us as individuals decide. Not anymore.
Yeah.
No. This is more taking away parental control.
Right.
Parental rights,
And,
I think.
and that's what I want to get on, because I know there were some people that introduced a Parents' Bill of Rights. I want to get your take on what you think about the Parents' Bill of Rights. I also want to get your take on Amendment 1, if we can discuss Amendment 1, because, I mean, there's so much stuff. You talk about misinformation. It's all out there.
Are we going to get labeled again?
Right. You listen to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
There's nothing quite like the warmth and comfort of a beautiful fireplace on a cool fall evening. Fireplace and Chimney Authority has been helping customers create that warm, cozy feeling for the past 30 years. Visit their showroom and see a wide selection of fireplaces and accessories and be inspired. Whether you're tearing out an old fireplace or adding a new efficient gas fireplace, browse the beautiful and updated showrooms in Elmhurst or Lisle. Fireplace and Chimney Authority will help you design the complete fireplace project, including fireplace, mantel, hearth, and surrounding finishing material to suit your decor. You'll get a complete professional installation on your fireplace project, and they don't use subcontractors. Fireplace and Chimney Authority is veteran-owned and a proud sponsor of AM 560's Freedom Summit. Visit their Lisle showroom at 1704 Ogden Avenue or in Elmhurst at 120 East Lake Street. You can also check them out online at fireplaceandchimneyauthority.com. That's fireplaceandchimneyauthority.com.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, Doctors Economos, Gavalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology, such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930. That's 630-830-4930. Or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
Here's to patriotism. Here's to choice. Here's to having your voice be heard, especially when voting with your hard-earned dollars. When voting with your dollars, Matrix Home Solutions asks you to support businesses that share your values. If you're considering a home renovation, specifically basement or bathrooms, Matrix is asking for your vote. Matrix is a locally owned business that was recently named one of the top 50 remodelers in America. They support patriotism, freedom, and liberty-based ideals. As the title sponsor of the Freedom Summit in Chicago, Matrix has committed its support for our voices to be heard. They would also like to show support for loyal AM 560 listeners. Do you have a basement or bathroom project coming up? Visit matrixam560.com to claim your exclusive 20% discount simply by entering promo code VOTE, V-O-T-E. Also, register for your chance to win a free home makeover at matrixam560.com. Vote with your dollars on your next home project by entering promo code VOTE at matrixam560.com.
Let's get it to him, baby girl. Hey. That's right.
Black and Right continues on AM 560. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio. Oh, no, streaming live in studio with the Troublemaker, my friend Dennis Rebelletti, candidate for the Illinois State Senate, Vince Romano, candidate for the Illinois Representative 16th. As you know, during the gubernatorial, and after Pritzker has pretty much run this state like he's the king, there were a lot of cries for developing a Parents' Bill of Rights. I know, what's his name, gubernatorial candidate Schimpf. He had one on his website. What are your thoughts on providing, because we have crime victims' rights. We have a couple other people who have their own rights. What are your thoughts about giving parents rights as it relates to the state of Illinois?
I don't think we have to give them any rights. They already have them.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have to have a bill that parents have rights? Like,
right.
To me, this is a constitutional thing. Yeah, parents have rights over their kids.
That's common sense.
Yeah. Right. We actually have to put a bill together for this.
Yeah.
Well, I agree, but at the same time, Springfield is good at passing laws that say we really mean it this time, right? So we already passed a law, then we repass it again for people. But I don't think parents need a Bill of Rights. They have the Bill of Rights, which is they have a vote, they have a voice, they elect people, and when they don't like it, they need to elect the people out of office that are actually taking away their rights.
Right. What do you say to people who say, well, and here in the state of Illinois, let's stay here. We have election season, so that helps them. That helps the party in power maintain power.
Look, John, who as far as the Democratic Party is concerned, they're the parent. Government is the parent, not the parents aren't the parents.
Right.
So I would never trust them to do a parental Bill of Rights or to modify the Constitution, because whatever they would put in there, they would just lie to the general public. They'd make it sound nice, and then what they would end up voting on is something that was against their own interest.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Exactly.
The progressives believe that it takes a village to raise a child, so anybody should have input on how you raise your kid, because it should be all inclusive. How do you fight back against people who think like that?
Look,
No, I mean the parents in my district are incensed of what's going on.
Yeah,
in
tell
schools.
us, you told on Impact about Democrats who have come out to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's the libraries going on. What's going on in schools? Parents didn't know. Parents didn't know what was going on, and now they're using their rights and saying, "Hey, what's going on here?" They're showing up at school boards. We got in Niles Township. We are running school board slates for our high schools, for the local grade schools, everything, because it's gotten out of control. And they're going after the libraries and what's being taught there and shown to kids. And parents are just now, they didn't have the information.
Right.
The big thing is educating these parents, and they have their rights already. And they're coming down and saying, whoa, this has gone way too far.
Right.
But like you said, the Democrats are like, hey, these aren't our daddy's Democrats anymore. This has gone like way too far left. Where they're like, hey, we can't support this.
This is not your uncle's, remember?
This is not your uncle's Democrat Party. I mean, JFK would be a conservative Republican under where things are at. But I will tell you, John, what we've seen in our polls, and I don't say about all Democrats, there are a lot of folks that are moving towards my
I agree.
campaign because they care about the issues.
Right.
And if I can speak to them directly as we are all the time, they care about public safety. They care about taking care of their family. They care about the economy. They don't care about all these other side issues.
Right.
And so when you're speaking to people and they're being left out, you give them the option because I'm still going to speak for them regardless. And that's what people are listening to right now. And they're tired of being told what to do by Governor Pritzker, who rules by fiat, continues to rule by fiat, and that is when enough is enough.
And especially about things you have no power to change. You know, you keep. I mean, I the same message is going out on everybody. I'm sure it's probably hitting you too. Anti-abortion. You know, want to lock up women. You know, Rebeilletti, you can't change that. The only way that changes is if first of all, if we don't do it to the legislative body with a new governor, the Supreme Court. That's the only way you shift or change abortion here in the state of Illinois. So why are they hitting you with that ad?
Because they hit you because they have all they can do is lie.
Yeah.
Talk about, they say I'm a fearmonger, I'm dangerous, I'm extreme. What do? They lie to women.
Yeah.
That women can't see through the lies. That I'm going to lock up women. I'm going to lock up doctors. I'm going to lock up everybody. So, enough.
Liberals lie. It's what they do. I mean, they cannot run on the issues, so they got to use abortion and everything else. And I tell people, when you're talking to these people, just say, hey, do you value childhood innocence? And most Democrats, boom, you need to vote for us.
Yeah.
Do you value safety for your family and communities? Well, you need to vote for us. Do you value parental control and consent?
Yeah.
They're 90% of them that they're for that. So those are their values. Those are our values. Those aren't the Democrat Party's values right now. They want to take control of your kids. They want to create more crime with the Safety Act and no cash bail.
Right.
And by the way, no cash bail doesn't mean you're paying with a credit card now. Cash bail means like you're out free to go, catch and release.
Right.
Because I've talked to a lot of people who think no cash bail means paying with a credit card.
Right.
So you need to
God.
educate the people.
That's stupid.
Yeah. But
well, as you know, Rebeilletti is a former Will County prosecutor. So.
Oh, sorry. He knows the deal. But and all those things that they're worried about and inflation and what's going on in the state with our taxes, that's affecting everybody's bottom line, everybody's values. And that's the things we could come around and change in the state.
You also notice that they have no messaging about who they are, what they want to do. It's all about what how bad you guys are.
Right.
That's running. That's Republican.
Yeah, we're extreme.
Right.
We're the
That's the
extremists.
word.
We're the extremists. It's
Too extreme for Illinois.
Yeah. That's the only thing. Everybody's extreme. It's like 80% of the people are for limitations on abortion.
Yeah.
Of going past the 15 weeks and stuff like that. They're up for to the day it's born and partial birth abortions.
Out of the womb.
Out of the womb. Yeah, let it die.
You know what? That phrase.
That's not extreme.
You need to hammer that phrase home. Childhood innocence.
Yeah.
Why are you bombarding these kids with all of these issues? Let them be innocent.
Yeah.
Let us gravitate. Let the kids gravitate to what they will naturally gravitate to, like all of us did.
They're influencing them. They're brainwashing them. It's like, why are you doing? Kid, give me a week with a kid. I'll convince him he's whatever you want him to be.
Yeah.
Give me a program and here, give me a week with a kid. And now they have bills in there for schooling. You were talking about before. You could have 8 1.5 hour sessions with a child in school for like a social worker before they tell the parent anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what you could do in 8 1.5 hour sessions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over 2 months.
Yeah.
To a kid's mind.
Especially a skilled social worker.
Oh yeah.
Someone who dibbles and dabbles with brains.
Yeah. And these are the most influential. The kids are the most influential. It's not like you're talking to an adult and you're working on them. It's like, okay, you got a kid that wants to make everybody happy. Of course, he's going to agree with you.
Not only that, this is an authority figure that they're talking to.
Yes.
Think about that. You tell them, listen to the authority figures. That's one thing that we parents teach the kids. Listen to the authority figures. Do you want your kid listening to that authority figure?
Right.
Yeah.
Teaching that?
Parents are either pulling their kids out of school or they're going to have to say, hey, don't believe what your teacher tells you.
Right.
Like, at that point.
I'm looking for the audio that when during the debate, Pritzker and Bailey, when Bailey said, you say I'm extreme, and then Bailey just ran off all these things about what Pritzker signed, which was extreme. One of them being the parental notification for, anybody was it 13, Rebeilletti?
Yes.
That can go and have an abortion without their parents being notified.
Yeah.
Dan Proft actually had an ad with a woman I forget her name. You recall her name? The lady who said that if her parents could have been notified, that maybe her sex trafficker would have been caught, and she would have been saved.
Yeah. What'd you say?
See, look at this dude.
You pulled one on me, man. You know,
I was watching that. So
come on.
Again, those are extreme policies. We believe that now kids can make all kinds of decisions, right, about their bodies and about their futures. However, we now let them vote at 17, right? We've changed the dynamic. But for committing crime, it's different.
24, right? Remember, isn't that what we
the brain's not developed till it's 26.
Right.
26, yeah.
26 years old. So we're going to treat you like a kid when you're carjacking somebody, but you're not a kid to make other major decisions. We don't let kids buy cars and houses and everything else because they don't know what they're doing.
Think about that. Listen, did you see Amy played it on Wednesday or Thursday morning? There was a drag show. Little innocent 3-year-old child. They're tipping them and things of that nature. Listen, before you try to call me out, 2 of my uncles were drags, and one thing my uncle would always say, I could never go, I could never be around them, because he never wanted to, infiltrate my mind to make me, he kept me away. He protected. What do you call it? Childhood innocence?
Innocence, yeah.
He protected my childhood innocence. And if he was alive today, my uncle would be rolling in his grave because he was a homosexual. He was a drag queen. He would go out and perform with Patti LaBelle. But one thing he believed in, adults, do whatever the heck you want. Leave the kids alone. Why have we fallen so far from that? Answer that question when we return.
He's been called the Mystery Man by the Wall Street Journal, but it's no mystery that Mark Vargas loves America and now stands ready to fight to defend your rights amid the culture war that's raging across our nation. Join Mark tomorrow night at 7 for Mark My Words with Mark Vargas, as he brings you exclusive interviews with some of the biggest names from politics, entertainment, and business, right here on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Roger Stern. President Biden's student loan forgiveness program is in limbo this weekend. Fox's Alexandria Hoff says a federal appeals court put the program on a temporary halt.
The 8th Circuit Court of Appeals has granted an emergency stay blocking the president's plan, but only until the court makes a final decision.
The White House says borrowers can still apply for debt relief at StudentAid.com. 6 Republican-led states are challenging the debt relief program. The chilling sound of a single-engine Beechcraft as it crashes into a multi-family home in Keene, New Hampshire. That audio courtesy of Hope Chapel, Keene. The 2 people on board the plane died, no injuries on the ground. The plane had just left a nearby airport. America is listening to Fox News.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
Winston Churchill wisely stated, "Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
Here's to patriotism, here's to choice, to having your voice be heard, especially when voting with your hard-earned dollars. When voting with your dollars, Matrix Home Solutions asks you to support businesses that share your values. If you're considering a home renovation, specifically the basement or bathroom, Matrix is asking for your vote. Matrix is a locally owned business that was recently named one of the top 50 remodelers in America. They support patriotism, freedom, and liberty-based ideals. As the title sponsor of the Freedom Summit in Chicago, Matrix has committed its support for our voices to be heard. They would also like to show support for loyal AM560 listeners. Do you have a basement or bathroom project? Visit matrixam560.com to claim your exclusive 20% discount by entering the promo code VOTE, V-O-T-E. Also, register for your chance to win a free home makeover at matrixam560, matrixam560.com. Vote with your dollars on your next home project by entering promo code VOTE at matrixam560.com.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, Doctors Economos, Guevalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology, such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930. That's 630-830-4930. Or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. Forget everything you thought you knew about the midterm elections, and especially what the mainstream media told you about it. That summer comeback for Joe Biden and Democrats, it was a mirage. As pollsters get closer to Election Day and accountability, their polling results have gotten closer to reality. Newspapers and television outlets will paint this as sudden momentum for the GOP. The truth is that this is an exceptionally bad political environment for the governing party, and the distraction campaigns designed to cover it up have failed. As James Carville once said, it's the economy, stupid. But we can add inflation, crime, education, a border crisis, and arguably the most incompetent president in modern American history. Now all that's left is to finish the job. Study your ballot, get your friends and family registered, and most importantly, vote. It's our best weapon against tyranny, and in this election, perhaps our last hope against disaster. I'm Ed Morrissey.
Back to Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in the studio. Troublemaker, Rebeletti, and candidate for the 16th, Vince Romano. And, you know, I was telling you guys about the, I'm sorry, repeat, I was supposed to let you play that. I was telling you about Darren Bailey and how he called Pritzker's stream. We were only able to find an 8-second clip of it. Roll it for me, Pete.
Let's talk about extremism. Governor Pritzker is perfectly fine with our children getting abortions without their parents knowing anything about it.
What is, Rebeletti, you were in Springfield before I was. You remember they used to always pass bills. What was Monique Davis? What was her? We do it for who?
The children.
The children. Remember, there was a time when people like Monique, God rest her soul, Esther Goulart, when they believed in protecting the children. How did that shift, or when did that shift happen?
That is a good question, but I
the
think
pendulum.
The pendulum swings. I've always talked about the pendulum, John. But we the pandemic really opened up our eyes.
Yeah.
And they understood and they realized how much power they could grab with something in scaring people and telling you if you speak up, then that's too bad for you. So think about all the kids that have been harmed for a lifetime, those that need help, that need speech therapy, those that have been held back from other grades because they can't read at the right grade level. Think about all of that. And then we said that, you know what the best type of school is? Screen school. That's what I called it when my son went to the University of Kentucky and I had to pay $50,000 so he could sit in his dorm room and go to class. That passed. Why? Because we were told by government, Democrat government, that only they know what they can do. Only they can be our parent. And that's the shame of all of this. That's dangerous. That's extreme. We don't protect our children anymore. We use them as political pawns to advance the final end game.
But the government thinks they are protecting the children. Did you see how Val Demings hit Marco Rubio on stage and said, you would make a 10-year-old girl have a baby because you are totally pro-life? See, that's what I mean by totally pro-life. And Marco Rubio really didn't have a response to that. So
it's an emotional argument. You can't.
Yeah, I know, but well, it's almost like taking a hit.
Yeah.
And then, as far as education, well, we're all inclusive. We teach LGBTQ so they won't experience violence from these same kids when they get older because they'll know about it.
That's not their role, though, right? I mean, at least
I'm just telling you what they believe.
No. I'm backing you up.
Oh, okay.
It should not be the government's role to determine what my kids learn in that fashion as it relates to those type of social issues.
When did we decide that parents can't parent anymore?
Yeah.
Huh.
What day was that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Very good.
Well, who was it? Youngkin in Virginia?
He won.
Oh, yeah, but the guy came out and
Yeah.
said parents have no right, no say, and that was the end of that for him.
Oh, wait. Who won in Virginia? What's his name?
Glenn Youngkin.
Glenn
That's what
Youngkin.
you're talking
Yeah,
about,
but I think it was his opponent.
Well, his opponent said it. I just want to straighten that
yeah.
out. Yeah, Youngkin won because he fought back. The people fell in behind him because the ones that believe the way we believe, they fell in behind him and they won.
They said, "What? We don't have a right for our kids?"
Right.
That was it.
I want you to hear something. Who I think is probably the number one governor in the state. In the country right now, Ron DeSantis. What he's had to say about kids having to receive the vaccine. I know Darren Bailey has. I've seen some comments on it. I would love for him to come out like this.
To make clear again, I know the CDC has added the COVID shot for kids to the immunization schedule in the state of Florida. That will never be a pretext for there to be a mandate of COVID shots for kids. That is the parents' decision. That is not something that is appropriate to be mandated in our schools. And so that's the law that I signed into law last year because we saw where this was going. And it's something that we'll continue to uphold and make sure that that's the case. So I know a lot of parents have been concerned about that. Just know that in Florida, we're going to protect your prerogatives, and we'll continue to do that. Okay?
Representative, you were in Springfield in 2010 when the swine flu hit, right?
I was.
Did we do any of this? And it was actually affecting kids more than it did adults. Did we do any of these measures?
No, I don't remember any updates from the Illinois Department of Public Health or any other the state's doctors or anybody else coming forward saying what type of mitigations we needed to take. We still, that's right, John, we still went to work. Remember when the General Assembly actually went to work during a pandemic?
Yeah.
Everybody went to work. And then all of a sudden, Obama even had to figure out that, I better declare this a pandemic because there are issues.
Yeah.
And that directly impacted kids. I don't
and they
know
stopped
how many
testing.
fold.
They stopped testing.
That's how it went away.
Yeah, nobody talked about that. It literally stopped. People were still getting it, but they completely shut down testing.
But here we are again.
This was a
with,
power grab.
That's right. Here
Because
we
the
are
death
again
rate
with
makes it
mandates.
lower than the flu.
Right. Here we are with mandates again. Only they know what's best. Now
Right.
the CDC. We can trust the CDC now.
Right.
I got to be that guy. I'm sorry. I forgot. It was a reason why Obama did shut it down. It wasn't just blatantly shut it down. People were blaming it on Hispanics. Hispanics coming from Mexico, and that's why
They were blaming this on China.
Yeah, but nobody's
China.
Nobody's running across the border from China. They didn't want to demonize.
That's
those
not.
people.
That's not true. There are people coming through the southern border
Yep.
from all countries.
That's right. All countries.
Yeah, now, but
No, it's always been.
but
It's
not
always
like Hispanics. You were mainly demonizing Hispanics, and he didn't want to do that.
Yeah. You know what? Again, the left. I tell you, rules for thee, not for me. We'll be right back.
Jobs in engineering are available now. Automated Systems, Inc., a dynamic project-oriented consulting company, is currently hiring technical professionals for mission-critical roles in support of life-saving therapies for the pharmaceutical, biotech, and medical device industries. Open positions for the following roles are wanted now: validation engineers, controls engineers, quality assurance professionals, technical writers, project managers, and process engineers. Ready to apply your knowledge and expertise? Consider these great opportunities. Automated Systems Inc. values deep expertise from experienced professionals to support a growing company. They'll challenge you to think differently in order to achieve your goals, and you'll have easy access to senior management, thoughtful leaders, and inspiring colleagues. ASI has been servicing the life sciences for over 30 years. For jobs available now in process engineering or testing, call Automated Systems at 844-HIRE-ASI or visit the Careers tab at HireASI.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at HireASI.com.
Free speech, religious liberty, the Second Amendment. Across the country, your constitutional rights are under constant attack, and it's only getting worse by the day, which is why I am proud to support Patriot Mobile. They're not just America's only Christian conservative cell phone provider, they're one of the few companies fighting back. They offer the same nationwide coverage as the major carriers, so you get the same great service, plus the peace of mind that your money is combating the left's attempt to silence you. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, and their 100% US-based customer support team provides exceptional customer support. Patriot Mobile shares your values and supports organizations fighting for religious freedom, constitutional rights, sanctity of life, and our veteran and first responder heroes. Go to patriotmobile.com/Gorka or call 972-PATRIOT. Free activation with the offer code GORKA. Veterans and first responders save even more. Between the left, the media, and the rhinos, we need to stick together. patriotmobile.com/GORKA or call 972-PATRIOT.
If we don't have a base in the Black and Latino community, we can't branch out. You got to have a strategy, and that's at least my strategy.
From executive producer Larry Elder.
The first conscious act in organizing our people is to let them know who they are.
Comes the highly anticipated film from director Justin Malone.
If you think you're an American, you will fight to protect the interests of capitalist America.
An eye-opening expose on the demoralization of America.
If you know you ain't no American, you'll fight to destroy every aspect of American capitalism.
Rioting, burning, and looting began. And there's no police presence down here.
Watch the film that is waking people up. A cinematic page-turner, mind-blowing, excellent, eye-opening, a masterpiece, a sequel that stands on its own. Uncle Tom Part 2, An American Odyssey. Pre-order today on Salem Now.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony. Villan, why are you sweating, bro?
Man, bro, I had got a compliment 2 weeks ago saying you don't even bust a sweat. I'm sweating today.
I know. Right. I was the one that was that Tina that did that, right?
Yeah, that was Tina. You don't even bust a sweat.
Oh my goodness, man. There's just so much happening in this country and in our world. If we don't shift. Yep, I said it, Signor. If we don't shift the balance of power in this state, in this election, is there any hope, guys?
Not for Illinois.
I believe Illinois is gone. It's done. If you don't elect enough people to fight back, then it's not going to matter, because there won't be much left to fight over.
But the pendulum is still out there, though.
And I understand that, but you still have to fight back, and it is district by district, which means we need this gentleman, Mr. Romano, to come down. Myself, there are a huge contingent of excellently resumed candidates that could make a difference.
Yeah.
But people have to understand this is the time now. These next couple of weeks are everything.
Yeah.
Turn off broadcast TV.
Yeah.
Read your mail, see what those commercials are, learn about the candidates, and understand that this is the first line of defense. And then it's the next election where we look at school boards and park districts and school districts, everything else, because the fight has to continue on. But I'm very worried if we don't get this governor's office back, that I'm very afraid of what this guy is going to do for the next 4 years, if he sticks around.
Now, Dennis, now remember what I told that guy at the cigar shop yesterday.
Was Thompson Cigar?
Yes, Thompson Cigar Shop.
What's the name of it?
It's the Elmhurst Cigar Shop.
Elmhurst, okay.
Black people are used to suffering through everything. So people like John, he'll never leave. No matter what tyrant we have in office, he'll never leave. But I want to ask both of you, if we don't win this election, will you leave?
I have family here. I have a business here, but I certainly won't retire here, Vermont.
Did they hit you?
That's
a little
for
bit.
sure.
I'm sorry.
So you said what is he messing with me?
I'm not gonna retire here. That's for sure.
Okay,
but I have a business. I have family here, and so I'm gonna be here. So but I'll spend less and less time here.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
If you don't have an exit strategy, if things don't go our way,
Yeah.
you have to have an exit strategy. Most people I talk to, voters, they have exit strategies.
You don't
as
have
well.
one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm a businessman. I'm licensed here in Indiana. I know what's going on in real estate. I've looked Florida. I got a business.
So what is your business? What is your business?
So I like I said, I do a few things. I
Yeah.
got real estate. I do licensed here in Illinois. I have a firearms company. I invented a new type of firearm and a bulletproof holster. So I have Fox Unit.
Which you have patents on, right?
Yeah, I got 3 patents on the holster and 2 coming on, the second one coming on the firearm. And then I help my family with some buildings. I got elderly parents I help take care of, so it's not like we could just pick up. We got to find, okay, where we're going to go and keep with the business.
Sounds like that's your why. That's why you're running.
I don't want to have to leave. I mean, if you look at my video, we shouldn't have to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, we have our friends here, we have our families here, we have everybody here, and everybody has an exit strategy. But if things don't go our way, and especially you want to talk about Amendment 1. Amendment 1 passes. Illinois has been on decline with people leaving. It's going to be exponential because you are not going to find a business to want to come in here.
Listen, I'm pro-union. I've always been pro-union. I've never been afraid to say I'm pro-union. But I've been reading up on Amendment 1. That kind of spooks me a little bit.
It's crazier than it seems. I was doing it on some calls with people, and they don't realize that the way it's worded, like how they like to word everything, it's pretty vague, pretty broad, and we'll pass it and find out what's really in it when we screw you over in 2 years.
Right.
But if they say in a school district, a union, and it doesn't go to private unions, this is a big lie. The private union space is already occupied by federal law.
So why are they behind it? Why are they backing it? Because I've talked to some people.
Because the unions lie to them.
Yeah.
I mean, liberals lie. It's what they do. Like I said, they're lying about it to pass a thing and say, "Oh, it's for these nurses and this and that." Well, unless they're in a public union for the nurses, it doesn't affect them. And even Vilvalam, who's the sponsor, admitted, it's unconstitutional. Ron Vilvalam. That it's already occupied by federal space. But going back to my point of if the teachers union cut a deal with the school district to say, we're going to teach your kid to dress up however we want them to once a week just for an assignment, well, that's a union contract. Sorry, you can't take it away. That's in the Constitution.
Wow.
That's how somebody explained this to me. And it's like, whoa, there's some scary stuff that could be going on here that it's not like, oh, we're just bargaining for rights. And anything they said that affects their wealth, or however it's worded in the thing. I'm not exactly sure, but it's like they have carte blanche to do whatever. They're going to be the lawmakers.
Well, they already are.
Yeah, I mean, they're already bribing it, but now it's like, hey, we're going to cut out the middlemen here. We don't have to bribe the politicians anymore, and we're going to do whatever we want.
You want to talk about misinformation or disinformation? Yeah. This only affects public sector unions.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And it takes away legislative discretion as to bargaining rights and everything else. So the unions already enjoy a lot of rights.
They do.
And now they want to put it in the Constitution that basically they can negotiate and bargain anything, including things like safety.
Right.
Right? So if they don't think schools are safe enough, they can simply say, I'm going to go on strike. We want that as part of the bigger picture.
We want everyone vaccinated.
Who's driving this?
You know,
is it CTU?
I don't know if it's CTU, but again, it's election year.
Healthcare Council of Illinois.
It's a divider. It's a division.
Right.
It's to make Republicans look bad, especially people who are respectful of unions.
And the big lie is like, oh, our taxes will go down because we're bringing in more money. It's like, make this make sense to me.
Right.
We're going to pay public sector union workers, which come from our taxes, more money, but it's not going to cost us more.
I want to give you both a minute when we get back from break, a minute to give your elevator speech. And, also, I think what you're seeing in the NFL with a lot of these so-called concussions could be because of the they're all having the same effects, same type of fallouts.
All sports.
But we're told they're forced to take it. That's scary. I don't want to lose my YouTube. We'll be right back.
We know that sometimes it might be difficult to hear AM 560, like when you drive under that bridge, or you get too close to power lines, or when you're surrounded by gigantic concrete and steel buildings. which is why we've made it easy to listen to us whenever you want, wherever you might be. We're always streaming at 560theanswer.com and on the AM 560 mobile app. You can also get us on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and we're on TuneIn, iHeart, and Radio.com. You can listen wherever and whenever to AM 560, The Answer.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
The late, great Winston Churchill said, "A nation that forgets its past has no future."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer, so we understand motorcycles. No, really, we have a bike translator.
Okay, this is awkward, but this bike says he'd appreciate it if you removed his skull pattern saddlebags. He feels self-conscious about them around all the other bikes, and he says you're not fooling anyone. You mostly ride with your golfing buddies. Listen, I'm just the messenger here. Oh, no, I don't want to say that. I think you made yourself clear.
Quote with Progressive and see if you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right. Vince, one of the things I want you to do is I want to give you some ample opportunity to give your elevator speech as to why people should vote for Vince Romano to become the next state representative, because this is an open seat, correct?
Yeah, the incumbent got
Incumbent is gone, right?
Yeah.
Talk about politics, how she got knocked out.
I got to show you something after the show.
Yeah. Talk to the people, to the voters of the 16th, as to why they should send Vince Romano to Springfield.
Like I said before, if you value that childhood innocence and what's going on in schools and libraries, you need to vote for me. If you value safety for your families and your communities, you need to vote for me. It's time we have a change. If we keep going down the road we're on, we're going to wind up where we're headed, and it's not a good place where we're going right now. And like I said, a lot of Democrats realize this and are willing to make that change, or even to help in my campaign. And it's been amazing, and we just have to see what's going to happen come, was it 17 days from now, November 8th?
Is it 17 days?
I try not to count every day, but people always remind me because it's this is the last 3 weekends before the election.
But you probably can't wait, huh?
Yes.
This is the home
Exactly.
stretch. And like people that saw our show on Wednesday, they're like, as you said, you're like, oh, I sound authentic. They're like, if people listen to that, they'll vote for you. And it's just getting the word out there. So I just ask people to go to our Facebook page or our website and share our videos and just get the word out. We don't have the big money from the unions. We're grassroots, and nobody from the party really comes to help us. So we're on our own. We're doing this because somebody's got to do it.
Why? Right. I don't understand it. Just certain Republican candidates, they should get behind because they don't have anybody else, especially now it's you versus the Democrat, but they're not getting behind you. I don't understand that.
Uh-oh. Because you can catch lightning in a bottle. You just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know. I mean, did anybody ever expect Kathleen Willis to take out Skip Saviano?
No, we didn't expect that, but it happens. Just like the Democrats never thought I could take out my opponent, and here they are spending $3 million. The reason I'm running, John, is to take this state back from the power grabbers and the people that have busy telling everybody what they should be doing, by people telling them to do things by fiat, telling them what they're wrong, telling them what they can say. When is enough, John? The enough is right now. I want my son to graduate Florida State University and come back here with his engineering degree and make a living that he could do, like how the opportunities that all of us sitting here had, our grandparents had. That isn't the Illinois that is available right now to him. We have brain drains. We have problems everywhere. I'm fighting for my son, my stepsons, my grandchildren. I want people to have a great opportunity for a future in this state. I'm not going to give out give up on it just quite yet, John, but it is now or never. People need to talk to their neighbors. They need to fight back, and the fight starts here right now.
But my thing is, what happened to the Buckley rule when you are conservative enough? I'm tired of people differentiating on one issue and they throw you away. If 10 issues, 9 of them you agree. One issue, like you may be a pro-union Republican, I can't mess with him. He's not conservative enough. Come on, man, get behind the guy.
Yeah.
Get behind the guy so we can be Republicans in charge.
Right. I'll say this. I think it's taken from the preamble of the state of Illinois, our Republican Party preamble. Providence has put us at a crossroads. If not us, who? If not now, when?
Exactly.
We have to win this election.
Yeah.
It is we always say each election, this is the most important election, but this is the most important election in our lifetime.
I mean, you have to ask your listeners, have you had enough yet?
Yeah. Real quick.
Thumbs up.
You like that, Villan?
Yeah, thumbs up. Have you had enough yet? That's it.
Have you had it?
Bend over.
Yeah, and guess what? Hey, guys, next week, show starts 4 to 7. Don't forget, I will not be on 12 to 3 next week, 4 to 7. Thank you so much. Pistol Pete, repeat, thank you so much. Villan, Dennis, Vince, Ashley Babbitt's mom, Mickey. Hey, guys, go download it, 560theanswer.com, black and white. Next week, see ya.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. Forget everything you thought you knew about the midterm elections, and especially what the mainstream media told you about it. That summer comeback for Joe Biden and Democrats, it was a mirage.